poop or something. Got
What?
it. Just the idea of like Abound is what threw me off.
There's
Like
gonna
it's
be a
just
lot
all
of-
over the place.
Yeah, like, that's a mess.
Cool. All right, guys. So last session, you guys finished the lizard folk encounter. Having come to peaceful terms with them, you were honored by they allowed you to participate in their hatching ceremony of their like new younglings or whatever. You guys were able to choose the names for some of them. Do you guys remember what your names were for your lizard folk?
I wrote them down somewhere, I think, except for Julio's crazy ass name. Whenever he had some weird name he came up with. Fuck, where did I write? Oh, right here. No, that is not it. I don't know what happened to my notes from last time. I could have sworn I was putting them on the shared doc, and then now I don't see it. Oh, right here. Zilla, Dreepy, Gax, and then Julio's fucking weird name.
What was it?
I don't know, dude. It was like 4 names. I think I put it somewhere, but I don't know where.
Oh, I thought you wrote it down.
No,
Oh,
it was
it's
two, it was
the-
like 2 and
It's the
both.
President Camacho.
Oh, okay.
From,
From Idiocracy.
Yeah,
Fucking hate that movie.
I love that movie.
it's so
It's
funny.
it's so stupid, and like I get that that's the point. It's just I don't know, man. I can't take it serious, and I think that's my issue with it.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to take it
I
serious.
was gonna say.
I know, but like, but then I know people that like take it serious, and they're like, "Oh my god, this movie's so good." And I'm like, it can't be. It can't be good.
Ugh.
They don't
It's
make
a
it
good,
to be good.
It's a good comedy.
Yeah, it's funny.
He's mad about it though.
So yeah, you guys have since then leveled up. It's been a few weeks since you guys finished up with the lizard folk. What have you guys been up to in your downtime over the past week or 2 or 3? Now that you guys have a new level up, you guys have new powers and stuff. How did that come about?
Ebrath was spending a lot of time in Televar's tower, and
Now that it's not spooky?
now it's not spooky. In the day, still only in the daytime.
Yeah.
Perusing the library and just trying to further his own research, but even though he wasn't really able to do that, he did come across some arcane tomes. They're very interesting to him, and after a week or 2 of study, he has been able to acquire 2 new spells, and is actually kind of able to cast those 2 spells just like a wizard would, but only once per rest.
Okay. What spells are you taking?
Hex and I get Misty Step.
Cool. And then how about you, Tybalt?
I've been just helping out at both temples, Temple of Lathander and the Luck Goddess's temple. Was name slips my mind. What's that?
Savras? Oh,
Yeah. And it's just helping to rebuild, helping to provide aid to the town, however way he can. One night as Tybalt's sleeping, he's focusing on the long tasks that lay ahead of him, and as he falls asleep, he dreams of Ronster lost in a sea of stars, just floating around, and it doesn't seem like he's in pain or anything. He's just like
Out there?
out there just chilling, like something he's been used to or he's gotten used to. And then he envisions Blast, but Blast is almost see through, like he's there, but he's not there.
Almost like his echo.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in that moment, he gets a burning sensation on his forearm that jolts him awake, and he looks at his arm, and there's a mark of some kind.
What does this
on
mark
his-
look like?
It looks like a dragon head,
Oh shit.
and it almost seems like the bones of the dragon that where we first met Ascendus.
On like the dragon barrel.
Yeah. And he looks at the mark, and almost like he knew it all along, he says a few words and calls out, and a mystical, ethereal looking hand pops out into the plane, and he's able to control it as if it was his own. And then he takes his other hand, and he reaches up, and there's a shield that just forms of the same mystical energy in front of him. And through Tybalt's feet, he's learned to use Mage Hand and Shield as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
huh. That's actually really useful. I didn't realize you were taking shield. And mage hand?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Legit.
How about you, Vox?
A couple of things, but can I ask you to share the greater map while I kind of get started up here?
The greater map of the Sword Coast?
Yeah.
Sure. Let me pull it up.
So Vox has spent his time doing a couple of different things. I guess I'll start with Andre had a badass idea, and I'm gonna totally steal it. So
Is anybody sharing the map? Because I can't.
I see it on Owlbear. Oh, you
Oh,
mean like
share
Zoom?
screen?
Yeah.
You can't? I mean, I can.
I mean, I can, but it also has all of my like DM notes for me.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
And I
okay.
have, like, hidden?
I can do it. Hold on, I can do it.
So I'm trying not to, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, let me just make sure. Okay. Okay. See that? Guess I don't
Yeah.
need that.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool. So like I was saying, Andre had a really fucking cool idea that I think I'm gonna use, and so I think a good portion of Vox's time would have been spent, coming to the realization that Falcon taught both Jane and I, but probably different stuff, right? Like he probably taught her a little bit of things and me a little bit of things in between his busy life of having all of these people come to him and doing expeditions and excursions and all of that. And so I think we probably would spend some time like just kind of going over, what did he teach you? Well, this is what he taught me, and going back and forth with some of that. And I think throughout that process, that's where Vox really kind of put together the missing pieces of learning the abyssal language. So that's the demonic, like ancient speech, basically. And so again, just comparing those notes, like he filled in all the gaps of like, oh yeah, I knew most of it, but like now with hopefully whatever info Jane has shared. He kind of filled all those gaps in and really just kind of embraced it now and is pretty fluent. And similar to, what was the other one that I was speaking the other day? Similar to Draconic, it's like I was telling you guys I don't remember, I think it was just, I don't remember who was here for last session, but basically the way that Vox kind of goes through these languages, having learned so many, it's like when you see somebody that knows a lot of languages and they're trying to remember like one of the weird ones that they don't really remember all that well, but it starts off with kind of a lot of, like with the toddlers doing the vowel sounds like ooh, e, like kind of going through that whole range of motion.
Got it.
And but as he's doing that, like kind of it starts off like kind of in his regular voice and then just keeps getting deeper somehow, even though it's like he already talks like this. But when he's speaking, like particularly Draconic and Abyssal, it sounds like an angry grunting that's even deeper somehow.
Like
so
super
it's just like,
guttural.
yeah, so it's just like this fucking creepy sounding voice that comes out of them. But so through that process, learning Abyssal. The second thing would be, let me see, sorry, I had, okay, so throughout that process also, and just kind of needing some time to himself, because Vox has just kind of always been sort of a loner, aside from obviously, being with this group, but for a lot of the time, he just would kind of go and do his own thing. So spending some time in we'll say it's the Sword Mountains, spending some time to himself and just kind of going on, I wouldn't say like a hike, but like probably spending a day or two just going out and like maybe even camping out on his own, really familiarizing himself with the mountains, gains proficiency in that. So I have Natural Explorer and Mountain now, as well as Forest. And then, fuck, I had one more thing. Oh yeah, so I probably would be accompanying Ebrath into the tower, to Galio's tower, whatever it was called originally, and going through a lot of the old books, and particularly that one bookcase that was on, I think, like the second floor that was knocked over, and there were a ton of books, and at the time we didn't really have a lot of time to read through all of them, but spending time going through all of that with detail, gained proficiency in fighting orcs. So I now have favored enemy in undead, goblin, orcs, and humans. And I think that probably would be most of my downtime. Another probably part of it too would be just asking the people that are coming through town and even some of the workers and townsfolk about Mistral, my long lost Genasi, complicated relationship partner. And I think that's it.
Cool.
And also real quick too, just as a final afterthought, like not playing with, but like almost kind of training Hobby the Fat Worm to take on all the different life forms, right? So like he can fly, he can just turn into almost like this armored little insect. And what was the final one? Hold on. He has one more form. Right here. So he has a land form, an air form, and a water form. So he also takes on the form of like this, I guess almost like centipede looking thing with a shitload of legs, and he becomes waterborne at that point. He can like swim around really well. So just kind of shifting him between all those different forms. And then ultimately he comes back to just kind of himself, just, being a fat worm. That's about it.
Cool. And then Jane, you were already level 8, so you've just been hanging out.
Just been, practicing shooting with crossbow, doing some whip stuff, hanging out in the tavern, chilling, people watching.
Just like challenging the locals to like drinking matches and like fucking arm wrestling matches and shit.
Maybe arm wrestling, but not so much the drinking matches. But I would say that Jane is more of a sit in the corner and have a nice time by herself, but isn't a super charismatic or chatty person. So like people will talk to her, but she's not like, life of the party at the tavern.
Yeah, I imagine Jane as being like someone who drinks like a nice Merlot, you know?
Classy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
kind of like to herself, enjoying her bottle,
Yeah.
watching.
If we drink
Cool.
liquor, it's like, you know, the good stuff. The
Yeah.
like aged in a whatever cask for hundreds of
The
years.
fancy whiskey.
Exactly.
So now that we are all caught up on that, you guys find yourselves, would you rather be in your villa or in like a tavern?
Um,
Tavern?
yeah, probably hanging in the tavern.
You guys find yourselves in the tavern. It's early morning. You're having your breakfast. The tavern keeper is basically setting up. They're still kind of like turning chairs over, cleaning their like mugs and things like that from the night before. And in walks Griselda, the dwarf woman who's in charge of overseeing the reconstruction of Leylon, and she sees you guys standing over there. She says, just the folks I was looking for. Good morning. How are you all doing?
Morning.
I think Vox would have like he's at that point where he's so caught up in all the different languages, he just answers in abyssal. He's like, and he's like, oh wait,
She looks at you and she's like,
I'm good.
good morning to you too, Vox Haslin. She kind of like looks at like Tybalt and like Ebrath, like, what the fuck was that? You know? And she says, you know, I know that you had said that you would help with the what's the word I'm looking for? Were you like escort? Yes, escort. Thank you. With the escort mission for the some of the large goats to be herded out to Phandalin. I just got word that things are pretty much ready. All the farmers have gathered all the goats and prepared their wagons and things like that. How soon would you guys be able to set out?
Well, Griselda, I know the weather's been a little bit challenging lately.
It's pretty strange. Storms this time of year is uncommon, but you know, they say that the Sword Coast is warming, but you know, some people don't believe that.
There's been a lot of heavy rain lately. Do you think is there any chance it's going to subside? Is this normal?
Like I said, this is odd for this time of year. I'm not really sure what's going on. Unfortunately, I don't have any information for you.
Do you have any recommendations on maybe what direction we take or which way we go?
Well, I mean, it's only the one road up to Phandalin. I would say stick to the high road and avoid the forest. There's always lots of trouble out there. You never know what kind of wildlife would be out there that might want to prey on some of the giant goats.
Oh shit. Margarita has to go. Okay. I the forest concerns me not. I'm very proficient in the forest. But the road, the conditions of the road, I'm a little more worried about those and how much it's going to slow us down.
I understand your concern. However, it appears to be the only way in and out. You could try going through some of the grasslands, but who knows what's out there.
I'll have to prepare for a long journey then.
All right. Well, as soon as you're ready, it looks like the goat herders are ready for you. All we have to do is just give the word, finish your breakfast, and then meet us over at the gates to town, and they'll set off with you.
How big is this flock, Griselda?
Oh, well, it's no normal herd. It's a herd of giant goats, and it's quite a few. Let me read really quick so I can find out. I just
Okay,
don't know if there's like an actual number.
that's fine. Well, while you look at that, Ebrath, Tybalt, hopefully you're not afraid of a little rain.
No, not at all.
I think the rain will be good for Leylon and Phandalin. Is it raining all the way in Phandalin as well?
It appears so. Yeah, sorry guys, it doesn't give me a number. We'll say that there's 40 goats,
They're giant goats?
giant goats.
What are the goats' names?
There's too many to name. There's Apple and Bottom and Girls and
Where
there's
did you pull
Boots,
that
there's
shit
Fur.
from? Have I seen Tybalt's new symbol? Is it like exposed or are you like covering it?
Well, he's wearing his cloak. I guess if you had spent any time with him, like indoors, where he would remove the cloak, you could probably see it. Or if he's like reaching out and like interacting with someone, you'd maybe see it then too. But it's not like vibrant or anything. It just looks more like a almost like a birthmark.
Okay.
So it's not really apparent,
Okay. So it's
But
just
he's
like
not trying to he's not trying to hide it.
Wait, where is it
maybe like a
located
little
again?
bit.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Forearm, I think.
Forearm.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So it's like, I mean, obviously not like the normal color of your skin, maybe a little darker, but it's not like any crazy color or anything, right?
Right.
Okay. I mean, I think I probably would have definitely taken notice of it over the past couple of weeks, just wherever, either at the villa or coming to here or around the town. And I guess at one point when I do start to notice it, because it looks like a dragon head, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tybalt, have you, that looks new. Have you heard of the bronze dragon in this area?
I haven't heard of him, and to be honest, this mark appeared overnight. I checked to see what type of magic it was, and it doesn't seem to hold an evil presence to it. And given the encounters we've seen or we've had and the ones that are ahead of us and the deities that I've spoken to, I feel like it's someone playing a game with me.
Does it feel different?
Different than any other magics I've had?
Well, may or may not be related. We recently found out that there is a metallic dragon in the area. This is a bronze dragon, and he's north of here. I don't know exactly where. Somewhere between Leylon and Neverwinter. He's been spotted, and it seems like he's acting a little differently. I don't know. That maybe it might just be a coincidence. It doesn't seem likely. I don't know.
We can set out in that direction at some point in our journey. I think since we're going to Phandalin, I'm gonna ask Ronster's wife for his sword, and I'd like to set out and seek Lechuga. There's something in me that says she's important in bringing back Ronster.
That's a good move, friend. While I've never actually encountered a bronze dragon myself, they say they're a little more friendly than that last one we met.
Maybe they'll
Maybe
be helpful as well in
maybe we can get some information from the bronze dragon and why he's acting differently.
maybe we can. Where was it that you
It's
the
just
reports have said?
it's for all I know, it's just a rumor, but they say that there used to be a bronze dragon in this area, again, between here and Neverwinter, but he's been acting differently. I don't know what that means. It seems like he used to be a lot more present in the area, and now people aren't seeing him as much. Again, this might just be all rumors and speculation. I'm not sure. These tales, they might just be tall tales. I've never actually seen them myself, but we did see the white dragon flying, so I believe it.
Let's keep an eye out to the skies. See if we can spot him.
Well then, shall we prepare for the journey?
Onward.
All right. Griselda has basically given you guys your instructions, and as soon as you're ready, you guys can head out to the town gate to meet the goat herd. What are you guys doing?
Who's actually like handling the goat herd? Like is it Griselda that's like in charge of this whole thing, and has she been keeping the goats?
No. There's actually a goat herd that's employed by Neverwinter, and they are like the official goat herders for the area. They were picking up a shipment of these goats down from Waterdeep and are transferring them up to Phandalin, but they do need escort from Leylon going forward.
Okay, so they'll be coming with us.
Yeah,
Approximately how many are there?
40.
No, the herders themselves.
One
One herder? The fuck? Thought there'd be a group.
How many shepherds are there out there with their herds? Just one.
All right, you gonna
Jesus
name this
Christ.
guy, or we're just gonna call him Herder?
Well, have you met the person yet? God damn.
I don't know, man. I don't know where you're dropping us. You said, "What are you guys doing?" I don't fucking know.
Well, I've just given you the opportunity to continue to like stay in the tavern for a bit
Okay.
and talk to
All
people,
right.
or do you want to just get going?
Well, I mean, I'm worried about, not worried, but like I'm making sure that we have enough supplies and food. So I probably would I forgot the name of the keeper, the tavern keeper, but I would probably get like a large order of food that's gonna last, maybe some jerky or pies that are like gonna last the trip. I'm planning on being out for a couple of days, so like I have a good stockpile of food, however much that would cost me.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say like collectively, it's probably like 10 gold for the like party to have enough food to get you through. It's going to be about like a 7-day journey
Okay.
with with all the goats to get to Phandalin. The goats can just graze on graze on grass, so you don't really have to worry about feeding them. But for you guys, to take like jerkies and like meat pies and things like that, it would be about 10 gold total for like the whole party.
Okay, I'll foot that bill. I want to make sure that everybody has enough to get by and be well fed and everything. So I deducted my 10 gold. I guess for me, well, so Tybalt, would you like me to come with you to ask for the sword with Ronster's wife, or would you like to have that conversation privately?
I think when the time comes, I'd appreciate the assistance in that. I don't think she'll want to part with the sword freely. I can't imagine how she must have felt seeing Ronster there and then disappear. But I do know he's out there. Sometimes I'll send him messages and he replies back, so I know he's alive in some way, shape, or form, but It's one of my goals to bring him back.
Then it is mine as well. With that, I mean, I'm ready to head over and meet the herder and get set up. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to do.
As I go with you, Vox, to get the food and stuff, and he he asks you and says, what type of read have you been getting from my breath?
I think he's very, very focused on his goal. I think he's very concerned with these kyber crystals, and I think he knows I don't think he knows it. I don't think he's connected the dots, but I think he knows a lot more about Blast than he thinks he does. It sounds like his father may have had some involvement, dare I say, may have even been the creator of Blast. I'm not sure he's realized it yet. He didn't actually meet Blast. He didn't meet this new fused entity. I don't know what to call him, the ascended Blast creature that exists now. He didn't meet him, and I'm not sure that he really knows much about sorry, what are the robots called?
Warforged?
A Warforged.
Warforged. I'm not sure that he knows, I don't think he knows how involved his father may have been with the Warforged. I mean, the kyber crystals are at the core of what they are, and I think he knows a lot more than he thinks he does. We just need to connect the dots, and I'm not sure how to do that.
What do you mean by Blast's father being at breaths as well?
All I know is that Ebrat's father was very involved with kyber crystals, knew a lot about the technology that can be powered by them and the destructive potential and how they can potentially be used as not only weapons of mass destruction potentially, but also of the energy potential and how they could possibly run a city. His father is probably one of the people on this planet that knows more than anyone else. And I remember Blast's crystal. It was the core of his being. It was what drove him, what powered him. It seems almost impossible that Ebrat's father didn't know about Warforged and what could create them and power them. It in my mind, it seems like a natural progression, a natural deduction. He has to know more. I don't know how much of his father's studies he has access to, and I'm still kind of at a loss. I'm trying to figure it out. But you asked if I had a read on him, and that I think he's a wealth of knowledge. It's just, again, connecting the dots, very similar to what I've been doing with Jane and Falcon. It's filling in those missing gaps of information that are going to lead us to these epiphanies. And we need to tap this potential. I'm just not sure how yet.
Thank you for your read. I think you're right. I think he knows more than he leads on. When the time comes, I hope he's not in it just for the crystal.
Well, Tybalt, Ebrath was very forthcoming. He's never really had friends. He's had a unique life where it's very, very focused, very driven, very results oriented on these kyber crystals, and we may be the first friends I use the term loosely here. I'm not sure where he places us, but I believe he said he considered us friends, and we may be his first friends ever. And it's going to take some time for him to really open up, I think, but he's starting to trust us, and I have no reason to distrust him. While, I think he may know more than he's leading on. I don't think he's willfully keeping that from us. I don't think so. It's possible. I just think either we haven't had the right conversations, or I don't know. Maybe he's just not quite ready to share it, but I don't think he's against it. I think he is willing to share the information he knows. I could be wrong.
We'll see. Let's get back to the goats and start our journey. It's gonna be a few days.
What has Ebrath been doing, Andre?
He's been, besides being like in around the tower, like that's where he's spending most of his time when he's not with the group at the
I mean, like
villa or
currently,
the-
like it looks like they were, ordering all the food and stuff. Were you just
Oh, okay.
hanging out at the table
Well,
or
no,
kinda hanging out
I
with
was
Jane?
I would say that like I'm kind of, so at this point we've been there off and on for a couple of months, right?
Yeah, you guys have been
So-
there for quite some time now.
So I would say I'm while they're doing that, seeing that they have that handled, I'm up at the bar speaking to the owner and trying to see if I've just so what I'm doing is I'm asking her about like stories in the area.
It's a guy, by the way.
Okay, him. I'm
Yeah.
asking him about stories in the area.
Although very androgynous, like you might not even be sure.
So that I wouldn't want to offend anyone, so I'd probably just refer to them like they them.
Sure.
I would so I'm just asking about stories in the area.
Mhm.
Not putting an emphasis on the Blast Ascendus Warforged abomination, but that's what I'm looking for. So I'm not letting him know that that's what I'm looking for, but like I'm trying to sift through stories to see if anyone's seen or heard of anyone that's seen it around the area.
And the owner would say, I've never quite seen a war forged myself. Now I've seen mechanical creations, constructs that work with electricity and arcane magic that holds them together, but never with a sentience quite like you're describing. I know that there are some very intelligent inventors out in the world. The gnomes have always been very particular with their ability to create new magic items and infuse magic into seemingly mundane items. I know that there's quite a bit of famous inventors in your people. I'm sure you'll be quite the inventor yourself someday. I know you have been tinkering with the Beltora, the blacksmith, and working with her on some infusing some magic into her items. But I can't say that I know anything myself. I would look into there's a kingdom of gnomes just on the other side of the Sword Mountains. Believe there's a small settlement there called Nomengrad. I would ask about Infandolin for some of their inventors. They might have a little bit more information.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I think my my compatriots are actually have some sort of relationship with them, so I'll ask them. Maybe we can stop by.
Great.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely, anytime.
And then I'll go back with I'll go back to the table and just kind of jump up on my chair and just be like, all right, what are we talking about? Are we about ready to head out?
I think we're about ready, Breath.
Okay, great. So I pretty much have everything I need here. I didn't leave anything at the villa. So you want to just meet up at the stables, get our wagon and everything?
It's a plan.
All right. Perfect. We'll see you guys there, and I'll just jump back off my chair and head out.
Okay. I'll probably just finish off whatever drink, whatever ale I'm having, and head out a minute or two later.
Cool. Yeah. You guys can definitely make your way over to the town gate now that you guys are all settled up. You do see Griselda there with a wagon that's being pulled by a couple of the giant goats. You see that there is a very small gnome who is at the head of the wagon, standing only at to about like just above kneecaps height on Griselda, who's not very tall herself. She has like a very overly large hat that just like she's basically drowning in. It looks to be like the hat of somebody of normal size, and it would probably be a large hat for just a normal human anyway. This small gnome is wearing this hat, and it's basically like dragging on her, like on the ground behind her as she walks forward. Just oversized hat, small, very simple robes. She has a hooked staff that she kind of uses to herd her goats, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves as you guys walk up. How do you guys move forward?
Oh, wait. Hi, we're here to help.
And Griselda says, Fox Aslan, as weird as ever. How you guys doing?
We're in good spirits. Despite the bad weather, I think we're quite prepared for this journey. We're ready to get going.
And the gnome speaks up. She goes, lots of rain. You should get a hat.
Where might one find a hat in these parts?
Oh, I got plenty over here. Very large hats. Stop you from the rain. Just right in the wagon. Feel free to help yourself.
I'll take a hat.
Cool. It's like a small little hat. Barely fits you.
Okay.
Like it looks like it would probably be like a gnome-sized hat.
Perfect. What's your name, herder?
Oh, I got to get back into my gnome voice. Hold up. Oh, Pinchwit Wigglehoof, gnome goat herder. Nice to meet you.
What was that? What's your name?
Pinchwit Wigglehoof.
Pinchwit Wigglehoof.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, Pinchwit. I am Boxaslan Nakata. You may have heard of me.
Yes, very, very famous. Pinchwood, big fan of Voxland Nakata.
Close enough. Let's get going. I'm eager. I'm ready to go. Is there anything we need to know about your flock here?
Oh, goats are great. They're kind of scaredy cats. They get scared off by big noises and big creatures. Don't spook them. They will run away. I need everybody's hands on deck. I'm keeping these goats in place. I don't have dogs. I have you.
So you said they're giant goats. Like, how big are they?
So
I can get a visual here.
They're very large beasts. So, like, you're a medium-sized creature. These are large-sized creatures.
Oh shit. Okay, it's like a couple 100 pounds.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Probably like 400 pounds or so.
Okay. Like
I'd
maybe
say
a little
probably like
smaller
standing at like probably like as like tall as a normal like medium-sized creature, but like long, very wide, hulking fucking goats.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, especially next to this little gnome, they probably this is ridiculous. Okay. Well, Pinchwit, you look like you have a pretty good handle on the goats. You take care of the goats. We'll take care of any threats. Deal?
Deal. Let's hit the road. And with that, you guys are able to set off. As you guys are traveling along the road, despite being rainy, it's otherwise a fairly normal day. Pinchwit looks over at you, Ebrath, and she says, "You're a short guy, huh? You should get a big hat."
I'm okay. I have my hood, and I just like put the hood of my cloak up. See, it's kind of the same thing.
And as you put your hood up, you can see where like you kind of blend in with the like background a little bit, and she like squints at you. She goes, I need to get my eyes checked. I can't see you very well."
Oh, I've switched it. It's
you
not a
did?
magical cloak anymore. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was trying to go for some cool flavor, but you fucked it up.
Sorry, dude.
What are your real quick? What are your infusions then?
I switched that for ascending stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edgar. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Edgar's post. Cool. And she
So
says,
is it? Are we already like in heavy rain, or is it like not
it's
there yet?
been heavy rain like this entire time. Like you
Okay.
are in the village of the Hidden Mist, and its pain is just rained up.
Okay.
Don't fucking okay me, bitch. I know you don't get that reference.
That's fine.
What?
Carry on.
That's okay. As you guys are traveling along, Pinchwit says to you, Ebrath, she says, "You don't look familiar. Where are you from?"
Oh, I'm from the Sunrise Mountains.
"Oh, far kingdom. What brings you out here?"
Work.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm searching for you know, I heard that there was a magical artifact in the area. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, what kind of magic artifact? That sounds adventurous. I heard goats. This is the most exciting my day gets ever.
Well, I mean, how much do you know about magical artifacts?
Oh, I know so much about magic artifacts.
Oh, you do? Okay. Do you know what a kyber crystal is?
Oh, kyber crystal, so shiny, so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for one of those.
Oh, I've never seen kyber crystals. Only heard stories. Why are you
Yeah.
looking for kyber crystal?
Just I gotta study them, and there aren't very many of them, so I kind of need one in order to study it.
I see. You make jewelry.
I don't actually. I make
Oh.
things like, and I'm gonna kind of fucking summon my cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll summon like boom, like out of thin air into my hand, and like I make things like this.
Oh, crazy. I don't even know how to do that.
And I'm gonna have the cannon like sprout its like spindly legs and start like walking up my arm and like perch on my shoulder.
Cool, yeah. And she says, very interesting. Never seen that. That has kyber crystal?
Oh no, this doesn't. No.
Oh.
So I don't have anything on me that would be powered by kyber crystal, but this guy, I'm gonna like fucking point with my thumb back at Vox. Like he's got a bow that has a kyber crystal in it. And what else? Would Tybalt have anything on his person that would be powered by kyber crystal? Like maybe his staff of thunder and lightning?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not that we've ever established, at least.
Right. I'm like, yeah, I think that's kind of it. But yeah. So I'm kind of on the lookout, reading books and taking notes and stuff, you know.
Mhm. Oh, you're a nerd gnome. Okay, yeah, I know plenty nerd gnomes.
Yeah, yeah. I hear there's a whole town of them near Fandolin. Is that right?
Oh yeah, those gnomes really weird. They like lots of wine, mushroomy.
I heard. So I'm gonna fucking scrounge around in my pack and be like, I heard, and I'm gonna pull out my bottle of gnomish wine that I think there's maybe only like a third left. And be like, is it this? They make this wine?
I don't know. I never had it.
Oh, you've
Never
never
been
had
to
it.
Mandolin before.
Oh, do you want to try it?
Sure.
Do you have a cup?
And she pulls out a little cup. Yeah, that she has.
Okay, so I'll give her like one use of the wine. Let me mark it in my notes.
Alrighty. Is anybody else having some with her?
I'll have some. So then I'll mark two uses.
Cheers, friend.
All right, and then how much temp HP is that?
+5.
Like, how do you? And I'm gonna watch her face and be like, how do you feel?
And she takes a swig of it and she goes, She kind of like swirls it around in her mouth. Kind of tastes like mushrooms.
A little bit, right? A little earthy.
Yeah, like dirt.
Yeah, like dirt, but
I
good
think I
dirt,
need
you
a
know.
nap.
But like good dirt.
She falls asleep at the wagon.
Oh shit! So I'm gonna be like, and like, luckily I'm. Am I proficient? And no, I wasn't. Blast was. I'm gonna be like, I'm like fumble for the reins and be like, all right, you just. I'm like, any of you guys know how to drive this thing?
We'll be fine. We'll be fine at breath.
So I'm just like reaching over her like fucking limp body and like trying to fucking pilot the wagon or cart, whatever she has.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a wagon. Give me
Fuck.
Can
an
I-
animal.
Can I
handling
help? Can I help? So to just kind of help him have a little bit better, clearer vision, I'm gonna use my shape water cantrip to just like kind of move the water from splashing on his head. So it lasts
Bro, you've
about
been
an
able
hour.
to do that this whole time?
I think I just got this
Make my eyes
because I
waterproof?
shifted around my spells a little bit. So yeah, this one can let me change the flow of water up to a 5-foot cube. So I'll just kind of, it almost looks like he has an invisible like tent little thing over his head, so the water's
That's
just like
sick.
falling everywhere else.
That's fucking sick. Does that give me advantage on my animal handling check?
Sure. I'll give you advantage.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thanks, I'll be like, thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Bro,
With advantage?
dude, I rolled 2 8s.
God damn it.
What's the
Because
total?
I have a +0.
What's the total? Oh, 8.
8.
As you like take the reins, the goats that are pulling the wagon are definitely not used to you. They're very in tune with Pinchwit and her navigation style. Being unfamiliar, being improficient with vehicles, you're a little bit rough on the reins, and you can feel that the goats kind of pull back on you a little bit. In fact, give me a
Fuck.
Give me a
What?
strength saving throw.
Shit. Strength, bro.
You're trying to like hold on to this giant fucking creature that's like 4 times your size.
It's a 5.
Cool.
Oh,
You
God.
are sent flying from the wagon. You land in the mud,
And it keeps rolling by me.
the wagon keeps going without you, and they're kind of going where they want now. And I'm gonna need you guys to hop into action here.
Can I jump in and grab the reins? I would have been probably in the wagon itself, but I'm imagining the wagon to be like covered, but has the opening so that if someone's sitting in the back, they can jump into
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Like very like Oregon Trail style.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
jump
Just
in
to both
and just
grabbing the reins, I'm gonna try to help Ebrath up.
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as I hit, I'm gonna try and pop up as quick as I can, even if I'm sliding in the mud a little bit, and just start sprinting my little legs.
Cool.
like
Actually,
that little girl. Like they're like, come on, hurry, blah blah blah. She's like, I'm trying, I got little legs.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. Sorry, Tibble, give me one more animal handling check.
All right, I'm gonna give myself guidance on that as well.
Oh yeah, bro. You do you.
Natural 20.
Cool, yeah. You're able to hop up to the front, grab the reins. With your divine connection, you're able to kind of like soothe the goats that are a little bit, frazzled at the moment. And as Ebrath and Vox are getting back up and catching back up to you, you can see that the goats are a little bit quelled and calmed down a bit. And Pinchwood's still just like with like under her giant hat, and yeah, goats are contained for now, and you guys are able to travel along just fine. As you guys travel, there are no more incidents for the day. You guys will need to set up camp somewhere. Who's doing what?
I don't think we can even start a fire with the rain.
I mean, I can help. You know what? Let's see.
I mean, you guys have like adventuring gear, right? Like, I
Yeah.
would imagine you'd have like some sort of like tarp or like, cover that you would use to make a tent or something that you could probably like set up a canopy to start a fire somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Bro, look how fucking big he is.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Damn,
big
he's
boy.
a big boy.
Hi, baby.
Was that your Nino?
he's I think he's looking at him. He keeps looking down like where his picture is. What is that? Who's that? Is that your Nino? Yeah. Oh hey, is it cool if we bring him to Julio's party thing?
yeah, it's gonna
Okay,
be
cool.
it's gonna be chill.
That way your parents can meet him too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hey.
Tibble is gonna he's gonna call to the group and be like and just say, while if we get too cold, I can do something like this, and I just tell people to stay back, and I cast Flaming Sphere.
Oh, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah. So just a ball of fire is just gonna pop up, and you can feel the energy radiate, the heat radiate from it. But I don't cast it like within the vicinity where people would take burning
Yeah,
damage.
absolutely.
Damage.
Yeah,
But it's just like chilling there, providing heat, warming up the environment.
Okay, cool.
And I'm like, I can also do this, and I'll just pull out my all-purpose tool and shoot a firebolt at like a nearby little fucking log.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. As Tybalt puts his hands together in sort of like a prayer, and you can hear him kind of like muttering a little bit of some words to himself. He like stretches his hands out and creates this. It's fucking big, right, Tybalt? It's like a 5x5, like takes up a
Sphere?
5x5 square, correct?
That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So it's huge, and he's just like holding this giant fireball, basically, like in
Damn.
the air. And
So he's
then
doing, like,
Ebrath
holding
just
like
look
a-
what I can do, and like shoots a little pew.
I'm like, oh. he's basically holding like the fucking Frieza death ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Exactly that. That's exactly what I'm imagining. Just him, just like holding it out, just like, all right, cool, I got this. Um, yeah. Is anybody keeping watch for the night?
Yeah, I don't
I'll-
think I don't really need a lot of rest, so I'm just kind of taking it easy, but I'm definitely like keeping a watch.
I would say I can alternate with Vox. I could take one and you could take the other if you want.
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, give me Vox, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
21. As the night progresses, you don't necessarily feel cause to any sort of alarm, and is so much so that the night kind of passes by peacefully. There's no real cause for concern. The goats are pretty chill, and you guys are able to get a long rest, with no interruptions.
Okay.
Before we sit down for the long rest, I want to ask Vox to describe to me what that amalgam of Ascendus and Blast look like,
Yeah.
or if he called himself anything or anything like that.
So I'll take a couple of minutes, and I mean I'm still gonna describe everything that I took notes on, but probably in even more so detail in character. But
Yeah. And I'm asking for a specific purpose, so even if it's just like non-RP, take some time to explain what do you look like.
Yeah, Will Tybalt, he didn't have a name. Here's what I can tell you. His armor was almost like patchwork gold and black. And when I first encountered him, he was just massacring the creatures in the forest by himself. Seemed to be doing it very, very easily. His eyes lit up bright red when I first met him, and similar to Blast's Kyber crystal, this crystal would glow as well, but this was a red light coming out of the chest. He had a large broadsword with a dragon emblazoned on it, and he made mention of me being a friend of his little brother's, which I found a little odd. He actually had the intention of hurting me. He ran up and his sword got an inch from my neck, and I thought that was it. But at the last minute, his eyes flashed blue, and
They would have flashed like a lavender.
Lavender, sorry. His eyes flashed lavender. And let me change the notes on that real quick, so I don't mix that up again. And I heard the voice of Blast. All he said was, "Vox, help me." And he disappeared. He stepped into a portal and left this realm. I don't know where he went. But as far as the name, no, he didn't mention any kind of name. But he did. It seemed like he was testing the limits of what he's capable of. That's really all I know.
I'm going to use that information, and knowing that Blast is within this creature, I'm going to cast Locate Creature.
Okay. Tell me what that does.
So it's the spell says describe or name a creature that's familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or unicorn. So as long as you have seen such a creature up close, within 30 feet, at least once. If the creature you described or named is in a different form, such as under the effects of polymorph, the spell doesn't locate the creature. And it says the spell can't locate a creature if running water at least 10 feet wide blocks a direct path between you and the creature.
Damn.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty.
It's a high level spell. It's 4th level.
Damn. You have 4th level spells already?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't.
Level 7, I used that Wall of Fire. That's 4th level
Oh,
spell.
that's right.
Yeah, dude. Hold on.
And I
Give
have
me 1
to-
second while I
Yep.
look into this a little bit.
Yeah, I don't get
Yep.
I don't get level 4 spells until level 9, I think,
Mm.
because I'm a half caster. technically.
Gotcha.
I just need to, I just need to read the specifics myself so I can figure out how to do this.
Okay.
He gets like super enraptured with like my tattoo sometimes.
Mhm.
And the one on my thigh, like I feel like he doesn't notice it often. So he's like, when he does, he's like, "What's up?" So he's literally sitting on my lap, and he's mad at me because I won't let. He's trying to fucking bite it with his teeth
Yeah.
and pull it off with his hands. And I'm making him sit up right now, so he keeps like staring at me, like, "Dude, come on, let me fucking eat your tattoo." All right, go ahead, little weirdo. Bro, I was hanging out obviously at my parents' house last night, and I was carrying Wicho's daughter. She's 11 months,
Mhm.
bro, and she's like, she feels like the same weight as as him.
All right, Edgar.
Yep.
As you reach out and cast your spell, you are unable to locate any sort of warforged that fits the description that Vox gave you.
Okay. So then
Um,
I'll take that information and also cast sending and say blast. You saved Vox's life that day. I know you're still in there. We're going to Phandalin. Find us.
There's no response.
Okay.
That's
it.
I'm also going to while we're all sitting around the campfire, I'll pull out my cannon again, and well, I'll say I had him out since I summoned him on the wagon, and I'll do what I've only done in private, which is have him convert to like the little radar
Dragon
fucking
Ball
antenna
Raiders?
looking thing, and see if there's any sort of reading, if it's detecting the full kyber crystal.
Um, there's no ping besides
Okay.
Vox's bow. There's no Kyber.
Got it. Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So I'll say that like there is a faint chime just from the shard that's in his bow, but there's nothing else.
Yeah, you have
Would there question? So we're on the road to Phandalin. Could it potentially be picking up anything in the Crypt Garden Forest? Like any shards?
no, I
Or
would say
would they
that
be
would
too
be
far
like
away?
that would be way too far away. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it. Okay.
The Crypt Garden Forest from where you guys are would probably be like another like 7-day journey or so. Just
Got
to
it.
get around the mountain range and go through the
Go through
swamps
it.
and everything to get to the forest, it would be a while.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So yeah, I'm just gonna have it revert back to normal cannon form. I'm like, well, tried.
And all right, yeah, you guys just kind of going off to bed now, or what's the deal?
Where is the Crypt Garden Forest?
It's south of the Sword Coast Mountains or the Sword Mountains.
Oh, down there. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at the main over.
Yeah, it's big. I was looking for a little thing. That's a fucking huge thing.
No, it's pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you guys head off to bed?
I'll cast one more sending to Ronster and say, "Sorry, bro, haven't reached back out in some time. We have some things going on, but we found out someone stopped us from bringing you back. Lechuga's a key, more to follow."
And he goes, and it's kind of like staticky, almost like like it's too far away or the frequencies don't exactly line up, but you do kind of get a little bit of a response. And he goes, "Dude, that's whack. Bring Lechuga food.
Oh, look, Margarita's back, kind of.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. So if you're done with that, I'd
Yep.
say welcome back, buddy. All good with the car? Yeah, good, good.
Sorry, everything was muted.
So we're on the way already to Fandolin. We have the
Oh, I was
ghosts.
listening.
Oh, you were? Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Then I don't need to bring you up to speed. I would say at a
Oh shit,
moment
you're
where
back.
we're all like together, we're around the campfire, whatever point we all were just there and like kind of chilling. Um, I would say to Ebrath, Ebrath, we probably talked about this before, but you know the concept of a warforged, and you know that our old traveling friend was a warforged. Does that sound like something that your dad would either have helped build or would know anything about?
Oh no, Warforged weren't. That was never our goal.
Cool.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Uh, okay. I also would take the moment to share another rumor I heard about dragons, because I'm not sure where this one came from or if everybody heard it. But I'll just say to kind of the general group, there's a couple of dragons in the area from what I've been told. Again, these are rumors. This is probably all just hearsay. Obviously haven't confirmed, but I've heard another story floating around about a great green dragon in the Crypt Garden Forest. They call them old Gnawbones.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it seems to be much more associated with the undead. And I don't know how friendly that would be, but they say he's been here for centuries. And people have gone missing there in the Crypt Garden Forest. Yeah, that's one of the locations we probably want to keep on our list of, points of interest. But I don't know that we're ready for that yet. We
Yeah,
may need a larger force, and we may need to be a little stronger before we can go there.
yeah, that sounds pretty crazy.
I've heard rumors of Draco Liches, but this sounds like the real deal.
Dracoliches.
Well, all we know is that it seems like he's controlling the undead somehow, and he eats people.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound good at all.
not at all.
Definitely people. So we steer clear for a minute.
Yeah,
So just running back through the inventory of things, we have a great green dragon down to the southeast. We have this bronze dragon that seems maybe a little more friendly, and he's probably close to us at this point, maybe a little further north. And of course, whatever the hell it was we fought before, it seems like we killed him, but who knows?
what we talking about?
Have we, Ebreth, not told you about the great white dragon fight?
Oh yeah. You killed the white dragon. That was when your friend, I mean, Gone said died, but it sounds like just disappeared now.
Honestly, it seems like it was dead, but you never know. Things
No,
did
I'm
not seem
saying your
final.
friend. It sounds like you killed that guy, that dragon.
The dragon presumably is dead, yes, but you're correct. That is where we lost our friend, our great warforged friend that was too young. He didn't get to fully experience life.
How old was he?
If memory serves, maybe just a couple years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you guys let your toddler friend die?
It's not that simple, Ebrad.
I mean,
It's not
all
that
right.
simple.
That's me laughing. That's not him laughing.
I know.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if you guys were fighting a dragon, I guess that couldn't be helped, but was he like really that was he really that strong that you guys took him into battle with you, even though he was only a couple of years old?
He was an incredible fighter.
Oh,
One of the
well.
best I've seen, easily.
Oh, hold on. Crime baby. Give me a second.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
Since since we're taking a long rest, I'll go ahead and just use Lucky Creature again. Looking for just a dragon.
Within 1,000 feet of you, no.
All right. So I'll
It says
turn
1,000
to
feet, right? Not 1,000 miles.
1,000 feet.
Yeah, in that case, no.
Damn, 1,000 miles. Imagine.
That's why I was like, wait a sec.
This is
it
a whole
still-
continent.
Is it still like crazy storm?
Yeah, it hasn't stopped once.
Okay.
Is the gnome still out?
She's like passed the fuck out, just snoring. Every once in a while, you see like her hat just kind of go like flutter with her like exhale. She's like,
Yeah.
How about the goats? Are they nearby? Are they friendly?
yeah, they're nearby and they seem to be chilling.
How do goats sleep?
I don't know. That's a question for Cynthia, not me.
Well, they sleep well.
They sleep well.
No stress. Chilling.
What were we talking about?
The baby, the toddler that got murdered by the dragon.
Oh
We
yeah.
left. We left.
We're like, we're like, oh well, yeah, I mean, and then I guess if he was that strong, that makes sense why you're still looking for him. Sounds like he was a real asset.
He really was. And beyond just him being an asset, he was a great friend to us. And still is. I'd probably be dead. I'd probably be dead if he didn't manage to somehow take control of whatever it is, whatever that Warforged is. If he didn't manage to overtake his older brother, apparently, I'd be dead.
Huh, so that thing you guys saw, or you saw in the forest, that was somehow a combination of two different Warforged, is that right?
It seemed like two entirely different personalities. I saw very little of my old friend Blast, but he was certainly in there. And at the moment when he took control of this body, it was definitely him. Even
Wow.
if just for a fragment of a second there.
That almost doesn't seem possible. That's
But
I
you
don't
told
know
me
how they
yourself-
would have.
You
I
told
don't
me
know how they
yourself,
would have
Brett,
done that.
that these kyber crystals are so powerful that the power's immense, probably greater than anything I can really comprehend. I've seen one, but never in action.
Oh, of course, but they're also, because of that power, exceedingly difficult to work with. So for someone to be able to somehow merge one Warforged into another and use that same energy core, you would need
This might
either
even be two kyber crystals. They each had one, to my knowledge. Whether
Have you
one is
guys-
now missing, whether one is now missing or whether there's two crystals inside this new entity, I don't know.
Who would have the power to do something like this?
That's what I would like to know. Who would have that power or expertise? That would be an immense amount of magic needed.
Well, now Ebrath, I mean, you clearly, plainly stated Warforged was never the end game, was never the goal for your father in his research.
Right.
Do you think do you think there's any possibility that he participated in this, or that his research was stolen? And I mean, there's got to be more to it. Your dad, he was the most knowledgeable, it sounds like.
It's possible that his research, the work we did, was used to make one of these Warforged. It's entirely possible. I mean, we weren't necessarily a secret amongst our kingdom. We were kind of left to our own devices, and we did receive some government funding, but for the most part, it was kind of considered a pipe dream. The funds we were allotted were mostly due to my father's renown. We were kind of given the funding more out of respect than any acknowledgement that what we were doing was going to have any sort of
Validity.
positive outcome. But everyone just kind of assumed that we were just chasing ghosts.
Do you have any of his old research or documents or anything left of him?
All I have was what the hell? All I have is my own notes that, I mean, I took in conjunction with him, but pretty much everything of his was destroyed. Hold on, let me grab baby bottle.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, it sounds like it might be another dead end there.
Would we have to go back and figure out? Because I mean, if his work got stolen, it happened when his father was killed. Would we basically be digging up a cold case of who was behind that in order to try to get more information on who could have done this?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot was destroyed. The only instructions that Ebrath had, to my knowledge, were to try to find a kyber crystal, find a source of it, and potentially at some point in the distant future be able to create one, almost in a lab, or this fabricated, this created crystal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're right. It's kind of a cold case unless we get another lead somewhere as to who may have been the culprit. I mean, for now, we don't have much to go on.
Yeah. Remind me, what city were they in when his father was murdered, killed?
I believe it was Song Farla, which is, I don't know. I don't have notes on, but I think he's from Song Farla. Okay. And with all of this talk and me just trying to remember, do I recall anything about the Ascendus Blast creature? Was it just one crystal? Did it look the same size as Blasts? Or were there like maybe two different colors, or was it any bigger?
Give me a history check.
Okay. So 21?
21, absolutely. It would have been the same size, about the same size as Blast. His like core kind of glowy like area looks to be about the same size as what Blast would have been. You don't remember Ascendus necessarily having that in the past.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It seems to be a new feature for him. It definitely glows a different color than Blast would have. Yeah, as far as you know, you remember Ascendus ripping the Kyber crystal out of
Right.
last chest.
Yeah, I remember that.
Whether or not there are multiple, we're not sure.
Okay. But yeah, that's important. I don't remember him having one in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say it was my understanding that they were after Blast for his Kyber crystal
hmm
because
I
he
just
had
wasn't
one.
sure if like Ascendus already had one and now he has a second one, but it sounds like he never had one to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ronnie, as they're having the conversation, Tybalt's not engaging in the conversation, but just sort of looking at body language, posture, sort of like a human lie detector, just reading the situation and the responses to see what's what.
Okay, give me an insight check. And like, what are you? I guess what are you looking for, or like, what are you trying to pick up on?
I'm trying to start to read the tells of the group to see if he's able to discern when someone is lying. Like if usually when someone looks up and to the right, they're thinking, but if they're looking
Up and to the
down,
left, yeah, or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. that whole thing. He's starting to sort of train himself on that within the group.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
And I'll give myself guidance.
Okay.
I might need that guidance. That's 11.
Okay. I need. How do I do this? Let's see. Jane, Vox Aslan, and Abrath. I need you guys to all roll a d20 and then add either your persuasion or deception modifier to that, whichever that might be.
Like I'm not trying to persuade anyone of anything.
Well, are you being truthful or are you lying about anything? That would be the determining roll.
Okay.
What are we rolling for?
Tybalt's insight checking you guys all.
Okay. That would
Don't
be
do it in the like game log because that'll give it away, obviously.
oh shit. How do I do it? Okay. All right. Let me do it then.
So just roll a d20 on your like D&D Beyond screen, and then add
Got it.
whatever your either deception or persuasion is, depending
Same.
on how truthful or
Okay. And what do I?
I got a 10.
Okay. How about you, Jane?
With the addition,
Yeah.
16.
Okay. And how about you, Ebra?
13.
Cool. For the most part, Tybalt, it seems like everyone's pretty honest. You don't really pick up anything that would make you feel like you have reason to distrust any of your party members. It looks like they're all pretty sincere with what they're saying.
All right. Tybalt then just settles in to sleep.
Cool. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys wanted to ask or discuss before you guys head off to bed?
No, I'm good.
Actually, how big are these? They're pretty big, like big
They're giant.
goats.
They're
Like,
giant goats. Yeah,
they're
they're bigger than you.
but they're like goat fur, not like fluffy sheep
Correct.
thing.
No, they're goat fur.
Hmm,
So the fur's kind of coarse,
got it.
Actually, let me see.
It's just it's rainy, we don't really have like the best camp set up. And I was
Are you
hoping
gonna cut one
snuggle-
open?
I know. Sleep inside of it.
You
No,
get inside.
it's not that cold yet. No, I was just wondering if they'd be like okay with me bringing a goat and using him as warmth and squishiness.
Well, yeah, like if you wanted to like cuddle up next to one, you
Yeah.
could.
Oh, I want to cuddle up next to the goat.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
How
You can.
much-
Yeah, give me an animal handling check to see if they'll let you,
Okay.
and depending on that, success, you might be able to.
Oh, 6.
6. As you get near them, they're just like, this thing's weird. Like, what is this human? Why is it so gothic? Like, how come it's wearing leather like that in the rain? It doesn't want to cuddle with you.
Dejectedly, I go and get back into my, I don't know, bedroll or something.
Yeah.
Just fucking lay down. One little tear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you can spend throughout this trip, if you want to take some time to try to befriend the
Get-
goats, you can do so.
The goat whisper. All right, noted.
Cool.
I think before everybody goes to bed, just one final quick RP thing here. Just speaking to the group, to like everyone at the campfire, I almost take one of those moments of like, how do I describe it? Almost like fantasizing sounds weird, but pretty much I asked the group, like, if there's just one thing that you could have right now, just anything in the realm of possibility, what would it be?
Wait, say that again?
If there's one thing you could have, anything in the realm of possibility, just right now, and you just make a wish and it comes true, what would it be?
To find that kyber crystal.
What would you do with it, Ebra?
Oh god, hold on. Can you move on to someone else, bro? I'm sorry.
That's a good question, Dave. Give yourself inspiration.
Cool. Thank you.
What about you,
I
Jane?
guess.
What would Jane want if she could have any one thing?
Man, I think she'd lie about what she wanted and say something like, "Oh, um, I'd like to see the scourge of the undead gone from this realm," but really, she just would want to like have a cozy little cottage and sit there with like coffee and books and not have to worry about all the bullshit in the world.
Okay.
And then Tybalt?
Tibble just says, warm, dry bed and a hot meal.
Instant
Inside check.
bullshit.
Inside check.
I don't even need an inside check. I know he's bullshitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna perception check him.
Yeah, give me an insight check, sure.
Fuck yeah.
And then Tybalt, same as before. Either do a persuasion or a investigation or a deception,
Fuck.
whichever you prefer.
God damn, that was almost really good.
Yeah. I think we matched. So rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Cool. And I mean, seems true as ever.
All right.
I just, as Tybalt saying that, I just like give him that like slow shaking my head, like, nah.
And Tibble just says goodnight.
So I'll to answer this question, I'm just say I would want to just complete my father's work. Use it to better the world.
That's very noble. It's very noble, Ebrath.
Well, I mean, I
Same
don't
for
know
you,
if it's
Jane. Very noble. To purge the earth of the scourge.
Mm-hmm.
hell
Very
yeah.
honorable.
Fuck the scourge, bro.
Cool.
What about you? What would you do,
Oh, yeah.
Vox?
you know, vengeance is been what has driven me for as long as I can remember. But now that I've killed the Knoll, the tormenting Knoll that haunted my nightmares, and you know, now that he's dead, honestly, life feels a little bit meaningless. But if I could have one thing, just one thing, it would be to reunite with my long lost Genasi, Mistral. And honestly, have her join us and be a part of this group. She always loved adventure. She was always typed to just get into an excursion. She was all for it. And I think this would be her life dream. So I would love if she were able to join us one day and achieve these goals that you guys are talking about, finding the Kyber crystal, helping humanity, society, cleansing the area and the world of the evils that plague us. That would be my one thing. Someday, I hope to find her.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, if I can help you, I will any way I can.
I appreciate that, Abrath.
Yeah, you're a good dude.
That's why we're friends.
And as he says that, Ebrath's head will just kind of like, he'll tilt his head a little to the side, and you'll see like a little gleam in his eye, and he'll just respond, yeah, we're friends. And he's just gonna turn around and get ready for bed.
Fucking inside check.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Inside check me.
kidding. I'm the DM, bro. But I'm inside checking. Cool. No, I was just being funny.
And I don't know that I've ever shown Ebrath or if he's ever seen it or even where this came from, because I don't remember, but I have a clockwork amulet that's been kind of floating around.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, I gave that to you.
You did? Okay.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fucking cool.
What does it do?
So I'll pull it out, you know, and I let him check it out. I'll say, like, Ebrath, have you ever seen this before?
And so, like, as I'm like kind of fixing my bedroll and stuff like that, I'll turn around and like, Ebrath's eyes will just go really wide, and he was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, you can hear it ticking,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been going for, it just ticks. There's no gears or there's no maintenance required or anything that I can discern, but this is far from my expertise. I'm more one with the earth kind of person, and it's amazing. It's an amazing amulet. I'll let you check it out in a little more detail, but it was a gift from Tybalt, and for now, I think I'll hang on to it. But you know, I wanted to kind of let you check it out and maybe let him look at it for a little while,
And
as I'm
I'll
kind of as I'm preparing for bed and you know, getting my bedroll ready and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is it seems kind of like your kind of thing.
so I'm gonna I'm gonna be like working it over in my hands and be like, what the fuck, like, and be completely enraptured, right? And I'm like taking a look at all of the like the gears and the machining, and I'll take out like a little like a jeweler's fucking,
The lens.
yeah, and the fuck are those jewelers? What?
Loop. L-O-U-P.
Oh yeah, jeweler's loop, and like fucking sorry, and I'll like and I'll go, oh, by the way, here, take this, and I'll just kind of like absentmindedly just hand you an item.
Okay.
Like I'm like literally like all my focus is like down on like, oh yeah, here you go. I forgot I was gonna give you this. And
What is it?
you can add ascending stone to your inventory.
Okay.
It's like, I'm
Before
like,
I
yeah,
do, and before you know, I'm still holding it out, and I tell Abrath, I'd love to just give this to you. The thing is, it was a gift.
oh no,
And
no, it's cool, but I just, you're showing me this cool thing, and I forgot that I made this, and since you're usually in the front when we're exploring, you should probably have this.
Deal. Thank you.
You got it, and I'm like, cool, thank you for letting me look at that, and I'll hand it back.
Okay. Cool. And with that, I mean, I'm pretty much ready to call it a night.
Cool.
Absolutely. Because you already did your check, I won't make you do it again. You passed through the night with no incidents, no interruptions. Day breaks and storm is still pouring. You guys are able to get ready to hit the road. Pinchwood wakes up and goes, "Oh, my head! Feel like dwarves hammering with. Oh, what was that?"
It's like, I just gave you a little bit.
Oh, that wine.
Well, Miss Wigglehoof, they say that the best cure is a little bit more. Would you like some more?
Fuck yeah, let's go.
So I have a bottle of green wine that has not been used. It remains unopened. Mine says plus 15 temp HP. Should I change that?
Yeah, let's change that.
Okay. So plus 5, you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, you know, I'd say because like I stockpiled the food and everything. So probably by the time that Pinch Wit is waking up and the rest of everybody's kind of waking up, I think Vox has been very light on the sleep because he didn't really need it, wasn't tired, wasn't hurt. So I'd probably be up before everybody, just kind of you know, heating up the food and like kind of just getting ready some breakfast for everybody. I probably caught a little bit of game overnight, you know, saw a squirrel or some shit, and so I'm like preparing the food for everybody, and as part of that, I crack open the green wine. And how long does this last?
Until you lose it, or I would say under normal circumstances, at long rest, but I'm not gonna take that away from you because we're like traveling. And so
Okay.
you're not gonna have like a ton of fights while
Okay,
traveling
cool.
at the moment.
All right. Well, with the you know the breakfast and everything, I'll crack open this bottle of green wine and obviously offer some to fuck, I keep forgetting the name. Pinchwit. It's such a weird name. So one serving for Pinchwit. I'll offer it to the rest of my traveling companions here. Does anybody else want some?
I'll have some.
I'll take
Okay.
This is cute.
Cool.
This is like we're having brunch right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was
Where are the
gonna be-
mimosas?
Okay, so Pinchwit and Jane. Ebrath, are you having a little more?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
3,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then Tybalt, and then myself. So 5 servings. So I have 2 servings left.
Cool. Yeah. Pinchwit, cheers to you guys. She goes, "Yeah, you guys like to party, my kind of people."
So we'll start our day off with that. And in the back of Vox's mind, like I know Tybalt's going through a lot, and I could even kind of see it on his face last night, and just kind of left in a hurry after, you know, not wanting to talk about, you know, where he stood and everything like that. So I just kind of, I'm like a little extra observant of Tybalt. How are you looking this morning?
Just very much focused on on the tasks. You know, he's not really lingering too much or just hanging out. He's constantly moving. Just sort of like
Mhm.
keeping busy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I take note of that. I know he's going through a lot. There's been a lot of info in the past couple of days. And now with the new like dragon thing that formed on his arm, I know like he's probably going through a lot. I'll just make note of it.
Cool. As you guys finish up brunch, you guys are able to get the goats all herded up, and you make your way down the road.
Oh, real quick, did you guys all add 5 temp HP to your
No.
card? Yeah, so you get 5 temp HP.
Oh yeah.
How do I add that?
It's on the side. It's right next to your hit points. It says temp.
You just
You
click
just
it
click
and
on
add.
it and then put 5.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah. So those hit points will go before anything else. It's almost like a little shield.
Mm. Little
So
buffer.
a little extra buffer there.
Cool.
I
Yellow hearts.
now that Pinchwit's awake, like I'd probably take just to have a little quick chat and just just kind of over brunch and address the rain. Like so Pinchwit, it's been raining a lot. I know this isn't normal. I mean, on our way there, is there anywhere that you like any like spots where we could take shelter that you're aware of? Is there anything that you can recommend or suggest in terms of like dealing with this? Because at this point, it's like mud, right? It's just like fucking sloshy mud.
Yeah.
Everything's wet as fuck. Everyone looks like they're kind of having a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of picking Pinchwit's brain on like the rain and the weather conditions in general. I even throw in it doesn't normally rain this heavily down inland. What is this?
And she says, "Oh, I don't know. This looks like rain to me. Is rain different where you're from?"
It's not different, but I've been here many times and it doesn't rain like this.
Oh, well, I never been here before. I only ever been as far north as Leylon. My
Where are you
first time
from?
here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Waterdeep. Many know him down in Waterdeep. Lots of us. We everywhere. All cousins.
Can you fight?
Oh, I fight my cousins all the time.
You try to fuck up this gnome roll.
No, no.
And she's a
You're
little
like-
bit drunk, so she's like looking at you like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, she's like,
trying
what's
to-
up?
She kind of squares up a little bit. She goes, I'm no
all right.
Like,
fighter.
what up, bitch?
Yeah, no, let's do
Fuck
it.
you.
I'm not gonna fight her, but I'm gonna pull out my mage hand and just like try to maybe slap her a little bit and be like, all right, let's see what you got.
She's like, put up your dukes.
Like, you gotta remember, like, your mage hand is like half the size of her body, so she's like, like just being tossing around. And then she's like, this is some good shit. I swear there was something hitting me. It was like, you guys party hard.
I'm gonna have my mage hat like pluck her hat off.
And then she's just like jumping in the air, like trying to. She's using her little like hook staff to try to get it out of the sky.
I have it like throw the hat to Jane.
Oh yeah, they catch it and I start doing this like twirly thing just to tease. And then I, pizza throw it at a breath.
It just lands and covers that breath.
Fucking, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. Cool. As you guys
just
are
fucking around with Pinchwit a little bit, but trying to get an idea of her combat prowess, which is obviously nothing. Like there's nothing there. And I kind of make note of that, and I'll probably whisper to the group, like, obviously she's kind of buzzing and not paying that much attention, trying to get the hat, but I'm like, we probably can't rely on her in a fight. Let's make sure we're all aware of that.
Yeah. And as you guys are, having a good time, playing with Pinchwit and keeping the journey fun, Tybalt, as you or where are you at in all of this? Are you on the wagon? Or are you kind of walking along any of the goats? Or
I'm on the wagon, just keeping an eye on the goats, just sort of like looking, observing their movements, and keeping an eye out for one that may get spooked by like loud noises or anything.
cool. Real quick, Vox, what are your favorite enemies?
Favorite enemies? Quite a few at this point. So I have
And then Jane, do you have any? I know you have like undead and like
Oh,
ghosts or something.
yeah, like things that I'm power like do good against sort of thing.
Yeah.
so
I
I
would say
have
undead is the best one, but let me take a look.
undead, goblins, orcs, and humans actually.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Through the rain, through the thunder, Tybalt, you start to get a strong, like your spider senses are tingling, and as you try to watch over the flock, you can see that they're so far undisturbed. A little bit spooked by the occasional thunder, but you start to hear the rumbling off in the distance. That sounds like a large flapping of wings, not unlike your encounters with the white dragon before. And you start to get a searing pain on your forearm as your dragon mark starts to almost glow with an energy, as you get the sense that there's something nearby.
And I turn to the group and say, "Heads up, there might be trouble." And I show them my mark as it's starting to glow.
I think my jaw drops and I'm just like, what does that mean?
I'm not sure. I hear a dragon nearby though.
As you say that, you hear the loud screech of what sounds like a dragon.
Oh shit.
Tybalt, because you have such a high perception, you are almost like tuned in with these creatures as you've been exposed to their dragons are of magical nature, and having fought with Cryovane and been in the presence of the dragon, you've like kind of become in tune with their magic a bit, and you sense that there are two creatures in the area that are honing in on your location. As you look up, you see that there are two very large wyverns that are circling you and the
Shit.
flock. As they descend and get nearer, they don't seem to engage necessarily. They're definitely kind of watching you guys. But the goats themselves are now a lot more
Terrified.
scared than they were before. You can see that they're becoming a little bit unruly. And you hear one of the wyverns let out a loud screeching, "Rah!" and the goats panic and they scatter, bolting in different directions. What are you guys doing?
So was the wyvern wings that I was hearing, or the dragon wings?
Wyverns are part of the dragon family, so
Okay.
that's what you heard.
Shit.
Where's the wagon in all this? Did the wagon just like?
You're just kind of like on the road. Kind of just you're in the wagon, aren't you?
Yeah, so that's why I'm curious if it just like took off. So I'm like in the wagon, just like.
Yeah, so you're in the wagon. The goats that are pulling the wagon are definitely, bolting at this point. And the rest of the herd is kind of going in different directions, trying to just like flee to safety. as they are terrified of these circling wyverns, seemingly looking to pick off a quick and easy meal.
Is what's her face, Pidgewidgeon or whatever.
Pitch witching.
Pitch witch.
I just call out to her as the wagon's like just taking off and say, "Take care of the flock. We'll take care of these creatures," and I'll jump out.
Cool.
And totally like on board with what Tybalt's suggesting, but before like I engage my battle stance and everything, I'm going to use Mold Earth, which is a cantrip, and I can use 2 instances of it. So it basically raises. I'm going to raise the earth up. So it's going to basically form a 10-foot wall of earth that's 5 feet high, and I'm going to just like try to contain the goats a little bit, whatever ones I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say you would be able to contain about like a third of them.
Okay.
I would say like the other, I don't know, like 25 or so.
Yeah.
Still just like making a break for whatever like forest lines that they could find for cover.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So what I throw up the earth, and then like immediately once I'm like, okay, that's the best I can do with that. Now I'm pulling out my bow and I'm like ready to help Tybalt with the fight.
Yeah, I'm immediately how far away is the nearest wyvern?
They're hundreds of feet in the air. They're large creatures and they look small in the sky because of their distance.
Got it, because they're so fucking far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. In all fairness, I can shoot 600 feet. So just
I think you're the only one that can hit them right now, but you can.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I just kind of yell to the group, I can shoot really far, and like I have my bow ready, but I haven't actually shot yet.
Really far. Oh.
It's
And
time for batteries.
I'll call to Vox and say, let's see if we can settle this peacefully first.
Agreed.
And everybody's gonna look at me like, peacefully. What are you talking about?
What's peace?
And I've got both of my arcane firearm and my cannon up.
And I'll look at Ebrath and say, we've made peace with wyverns before.
That was a
We're
manticore.
friends. Oh, it was a manticore. Okay,
Yeah.
this is
I was gonna
different.
say, do you guys still have like any do you guys still have any like relationship or any like
With fucking
way
Bobo?
to call the wyvern?
Bobo's dead.
The manticore, but he lives north of Phandalin. He lives
Bobo's
in
dead.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he's
Bobo
dead?
died. That's right.
Oh, he died in the
Rip.
dragon fight.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I don't have both my cannon is perched on my shoulder. I have my arcane firearm and I have the staff of defense out.
Cool. As the goats are now just running in all direction, Pinchwit calls out to you guys. She says, help the goats. We can't lose them. As she's struggling to like hold on to this one giant goat, it's just like carrying her along. She's just like, like being pulled by this giant creature. Just like, like in the cartoons, you know.
Sounds like Toad.
For anybody that doesn't have like something to help with containing the goats, I bought a bunch of extra rope, so I'd probably toss a bundle of rope to anybody that can maybe help contain them a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, I have rope too, and obviously my whip.
Why don't each of you give me a animal handling check?
Oh, God damn it.
Look, everybody.
Oh, goddamn.
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody.
Hey, question.
Don't start with that shit. Don't start with that shit.
For inspiration, Ronnie, does that stay only during the session or throughout whenever?
You lose it at long rests.
I got a
okay.
I got a 7.
That's fine.
I got a 5.
And then I died myself.
11.
Damn, dude, these goats are gone.
Let's see.
Gone, girl. Go.
13.
Gone Tyrellian.
They're gone to rallying for sure. Give me 1 second. All right, yeah, I would definitely say that with Vox's molding of the earth earlier, that kind of helped contain them a bit. And with the 11 and the 13, you guys are able to save a big portion of it. I would say about like 5 or so, probably like split and just took off.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And as you guys are able to kind of get them back into herd, you do see that the wyverns are a little bit, they're not the most intelligent creatures, but they can see that you guys are there, kind of taking care of the goats, and they're not willing to engage you guys, and they go ahead and fly off.
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
Okay.
I look over to Tibble. I'm like, hey, Tibble, can't you locate those 5 goats with your thing?
Uh,
Because he saw the goats.
Yeah.
But I think he could only locate. Will it locate all like animals?
Or just that one.
I can locate a creature.
Got it.
Mm.
In the general direction.
Oh, real quick, like Ronnie, what's the landscape look like right now? Is it like a big open field, or are there a bunch of trees? Like how hard is it going to be to find these goats that ran?
You guys are traveling along the high road, and it's mostly grasslands. There are trees. There are like scattered trees. So I guess the best way I could describe it is like, do you ever like drive up 74 and like once you're through the like windy part, you get to like coming into Hemet almost, and there's like scattered trees, but like lots of open fields still. It's kind of like that.
Okay, so it
Where
should
it's
be
not
pretty
quite
easy to find them.
forest, but you're kind of
Uncovered.
getting close to that area.
So they're pretty easy to find still.
Yeah, you would be able to
Yeah.
like take some time to go out looking for them.
Like the moment I see the wyverns retreating, I'm like sprinting straight after the goats, and I'm gonna use my rope to try to like capture whatever ones. If there's maybe 2 that are near each other, something like that.
Cool. Give me a survival check.
What's the name of that? Of the goat herder again? I need to
Pinchwit?
write it down.
Pinchwit?
Pinchwit. Okay.
Pinch.
First name?
Pinch.
Pinchwit.
Oh, that's the full name. I
Just
don't know why
one
I thought
name.
you had said like the longer thing earlier.
Oh, her first name is Pinchwit. Her last name is Wigglehoof.
Wiggle.
Fucking Jesus.
There it is.
So I got a 22, Ronnie.
Cool. Yeah, you would definitely be able to like locate, 2 of the goats.
Okay. So
Damn.
there's 3 left.
I'm gonna ask Pinchwit. Pinchwit, what kind of sound do you make to call the goats back?
I go, goaties.
And I'm gonna
Does that work?
I'm gonna mimic
as
that.
she says that, all the goats snap to attention and look.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna try and mimic that with thaumaturgy to call out the.
Nice.
Some of
Hell
those.
yeah.
Absolutely. Give me a man. What would be good?
Could be performance. Could be
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Go.
I wanted to
they're
say
both-
Arcana check, but you have +0, bro. I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Give me just a survival check, I guess.
All right. That was a natural one.
Ah,
Or 6.
Oh man. Yeah, you're not able to get anything with a natural one, dude. I'm sorry.
I'll use my inspiration and
Okay,
roll
cool.
again. Natural 20.
No
For
way.
25.
Perfect. Yeah, as you use your thaumaturgy, you just like go like all across the land as like the thunder is drowned out. And you hear like the baaing of these goats off in the distance as they're getting closer and closer.
Do we get some random animals too? They're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, you definitely get like yeah, you get like a deer that's coming out too. There's like a couple rabbits that are hopping out. It's like almost like you're a Disney princess. Like
That's
birds
cute.
are coming out of the woodworks. Like
I turn to Vox and say, Vox, there's dinner.
Damn.
and the rabbits. and the
Wait.
deers look at
You turned to me and
and
say
you're
what?
There's
There's
dinner.
dinner because I used thaumaturgy to pull the goats in, but there's more like rabbits and deer and stuff. So
Oh shit.
we're gonna eat good tonight.
We're gonna eat good tonight. And I'm like, well, when life gives you lemons,
When life gives you lemons, you make birria.
make birria. That's right.
Cool. After getting all the goats back together, you guys are able to continue along. They are pretty spooked, so you figure this is probably a good spot to set up camp and hunker down for the night. Who is keeping watch this time?
Well, real quick, are we gonna play through, or are we coming up on a break anytime soon? Because I got to take Cass out. I mean, I could just go on my headphones and
We
be
can
quiet
take
for
a
a little
quick,
bit.
like 20-minute break.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Cool. All right, so meet back around 1-ish.
sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Derby.
Oh, 3-1.
Trying to decide if I want to go get food or not.
What do you guys have planned for the rest of your day, Margarita?
I'm gonna try to set up a Valheim server here at home. We started playing that recently.
Oh, I have Valheim. I've never
Yeah.
like really got into it, but I
It's
have
fun.
it.
I mean, it's Minecraft basically, but with like a way cooler skin. It's pretty fun. I would say I like it better than Minecraft. But no, it's super fun. Like the building mechanics are pretty complicated, and it's a little bit harder anyway. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, you're fighting things. There's like, bosses that you have to eventually like. I think there's like 13 or 11 of them or something that you have to beat them in order, but you have to.
Is it this Viking game?
Yeah, it's like $13 right now.
But isn't it also like the whole premise is, and I might be mixing it up, but you're like a normal ass person just trying to make it, right?
I think so. Yeah. So you start off like in the forest with like nothing, and so you have to go like get a stick, get a rock, make an axe,
Yeah.
like build your little place.
Yeah, I only played about an hour of it. Not for any particular reason. It's just like I just kind of started it, and then I was supposed to play with Francine, and then I don't know, she just didn't want to play or whatever. So
Yeah.
I never
Well,
played a lot of it, but I might be down to play that if I
yeah.
have time.
This is like the new one that we just started with like Josh and his friends. Well, I guess they're my friends too, but they're his besties. It's been fun. Yeah, I think we can have up to 10 people in the server, and so we're trying to set up a dedicated one. And we have this other friend who he's been playing for a minute, and he took us to his server so we could check it out, and it was like a castle, and we have like some wood walls and like half a hut.
Yeah.
That's cool. So it's like a survival game more than
Yeah, it's a survival
anything.
game. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Like one of the mechanics I really like is you have slots for food, and it's like 3 slots for food so far, and you want to put different foods in there because you get like buffs if you have a variety of foods that you are eating. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's like stamina and some other, I don't know, the mechanics are really cool. Like I enjoy it. It's a little bit more involved than, let's say, like a Minecraft.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was gonna say I like the like survival aspect of it because I feel like that would add to the like difficulty of the game.
I would say so. Yeah, I've died like 3 times, but I also do dumb shit like run into bees just to see what's going on, and I got killed by bees.
when you die, do you like just start at like a checkpoint, or do you have to like start all over?
Yeah. So one, you like in Minecraft, all your shit falls, but it won't disappear after a certain amount of time, so it'll stay there. And so there's like a spawn point where you start the game, but if you I died again. We made beds, and then you have like your home spawn. So once you have a bed, then you'll respawn at your home.
Oh, cool.
Starting place, yeah. But it's been fun so far. It's a bunch of weird little creatures. And
yeah, the only so I had seen a bunch of reviews and stuff on it, but they were for people that were playing like not private servers, I guess. It was more like the whole open world thing. Because you could do like a huge environment, right? Like where everybody can just come in and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I guess there were people that were like upset because they were just trying to start off their like civilization or their little encampment or whatever, and they just fucking got raided by like end game players that are just destroying people.
Yeah, just griefing basically.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
there was that one game? It was called like DayZ or
Ark.
whatever. It
Oh,
was like
yeah.
a zombie game. But it was like a
Oh.
survival kind of thing too, right? Where you like
Yeah.
had
Different
to you like
Tom.
started off with like a stick or whatever, and you had to like find items and like, but it was like PvP, so like other players could just come up and kill you and take your shit.
Mm-hmm.
That game
Yeah,
was
so
hard.
Ark is like that, but it's all based on like humanity meets dinosaurs. And so
Yeah.
you have to fight like dinosaurs and shit, and people have like mounts that are like a raptor.
That's
And,
cool.
yeah, but that one had a lot of exploits, and it kind of killed itself, I think. Same concept though. You start with basically nothing, gathering palm fronds and like stones and sticks and stuff like that. And then, before you know it, you have like a machine gun mounted on like a velociraptor.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go grab some food really quick. BRB.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie, the rain stopped.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
We can hit it up.
I mean, I'm down. You got to pick me up though.
Oh, do I?
Well, I've been drinking a little bit. I don't really want to drive right now.
Oh, okay, for sure.
But if you
no,
want to go, I'm down.
that's cool. We can hit Twilight Reed.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get it done before like sundown though. So
Yeah, well, the clouds are still out. I don't know if it's going to rain again or not, but right now it's not raining. It's pretty dry.
yeah, it looks that way on this one. But yeah, I'm super down for that.
All right. Well, you just let me know.
Cool. Yeah. What do you have planned for the rest of your day, Edgar?
I have to work later on
What?
where I'm being pulled into a contract bid.
Okay.
So it's like the first time I'm gonna be working a bid. So it starts off. I mean the process started maybe like months to a year ago
Yeah.
in finding potential contracts that we could win. So now they're bringing me in on the review process. So I'm gonna read like performance work statements, and they're bringing me in as a technical subject matter expert. So
Yeah. I just had to do that this past week too.
yeah,
Kind of a pain.
yeah. The unfortunate part is that the team is on the East Coast, so they are wrapping up their work tonight, and then we're gonna have like a 3-hour meeting tomorrow in the morning at 9 a.m. our time. So in order for me to have enough time to review the whole performance work statement that I'm going to be reviewing, I need to do it tonight because I don't want to wake up early tomorrow to do it. I could, but I also have someone that's going to be doing it with me. So they want to collaborate a little bit on it, so I'm going to do that.
That's cool.
that later on.
One of the
today,
big things that our team missed was the exit strategy. So I don't know what type of contract you're dealing with, but for mine it was like a data exchange.
Mhm.
So we were talking, it's there's a lot of state reporting and stuff with what I do, and one of the key things they didn't address is like what happens if the contract terminates, and what kind of responsibilities does the vendor have to us at that point? Like, what are they going to do with our info? Do we have a clean transition? Is there like a cutoff period of like, okay, this is where it ends, and then from this point forward, this is what happens? There was a lot of that nobody had paid attention to, and
Oh, we lost
You
you
kind
there.
of tipped out, Dave. I don't know if you're still there.
Might be in the elevator.
Yeah, maybe.
require a prior notification period, right? So you're like, oh, with 60 days from now, we're done. And
Yeah.
then otherwise there's a penalty or whatever. But also like what happens to the work during that period. And that's, I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd mention it because that was one big difficulty for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, it's government contracting, so that's just a way of life, or yeah, way of life within contracts. So that's all been established or well established.
Okay.
It's weird because if you lose the contract, they tell the contractor that's losing it ahead of the award
Mhm.
for the other company. And then there's um a time frame where the people could either, like the clients, being the government, could say like, we want to keep these people, retain them at all costs.
Mhm.
um and so the winning contractor at that point has the option of either um hiring those people
Yeah.
or giving those people over to a subcontractor, and the
Yeah.
subcontractor hires them.
Makes sense. Yeah.
um but outside of that, it's just like, on the day the contract ends, you're done. All
Yeah.
all all information, all work is handed over, for better or for worse. Like, we've seen some bad contract turnovers where it's like, they no longer require the services, so the contracting company just like stops doing the work, and then there's no one left to do it.
Exactly.
And
So that like lull or that like dead period, that's a major concern, man, because like all kinds of shit can fall through the cracks during that part.
oh yeah.
If there's no clean transition, at least for me, like I said, it was a huge deal, and anything that was pending, because a lot of the stuff with the data interchange, it's not going to be fixed instantly. It's like, okay, you found the error today, it might take a couple of days or a week before you're able to actually correct it.
Yeah.
And if the old vendor that we have like just decides, all right, fuck you, like that's it, and they drop dead on everything, we're dead in the water. So yeah,
Yeah.
I pretty much I asked them to write that in of like, okay, so there's going to be a period, and it ends up being what's the proper term? Runoff. So basically, like
Mhm.
from a certain date forward, then all the new transactions are handled by whoever they're going with afterwards with the new vendor. But everything prior to that date, like the old vendor is going to just finish off whatever was incurred before that. I don't know if
That's the
that's
way
an
we
option for
handle
you
it
guys.
in
But
on the like insurance side is whenever somebody like takes over as like a broker of record is what it's called in
Mhm.
our industry. And
Mhm.
it's always like effective the first of like whatever month. So like
Yeah.
up until then, we're still responsible and we are like are expected to do the work as if it was still continuing forward. Like we can't be like, oh well, it's like we're losing the contract next month. Like fuck it, we still have to do all of that shit. So like that way, like legally, you have to like make sure that there's nothing that gets dropped or anything like that, and like you can be held liable for shit like that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, it's even for me, it was like if the query date, so like if today a customer calls you and they're like, I need to make this change or this is what I need to happen, and that's before the contract ends. Like, let's say, the contract ends in a week or whatever, any queries or anything that was going on as of today, the old company would see that through to the end,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the cleanest transition. But it doesn't always work that way. But so like that's why I told our contracting guys, I was like, this is what we need. We need the old guys to stay in the picture up until their work is done. Like whatever came in at that point, they need to handle it. And even though their contract is terminated, they might still need to do a little bit of work on our stuff. And that's what's worked best in my experience. Just like, again, it's like there's a cutoff date, but what does that entail? What does that establish? And for me, it was again, any date that the data was being transmitted or that they found an error, that's all still falling under the old contract, and they'll continue to work that even if it takes a month, even after their contract is terminated. We're still going to pay them, right? But there's no like live contract on it, and I don't know. For us, that seems to be what works the best.
Yeah.
That makes sense. There may be some like bad blood and some like
Yeah,
half-assery
definitely.
that could happen, but
Yeah, but it's still better than it not happening at all. So
right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a total risk. Yeah, because like once the contract's done, you're just like, fuck these guys, they're the lowest on the totem pole. But like at least it'll get done. There's some obligation there.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, fuck, man, working on a Sunday evening though, that's
Yeah.
It
That's not fun.
it's not all the time, so
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's
and
all
it's
that
one of
matters.
those, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm being pulled in to learn more about the industry
Yeah.
and to learn more about like, um, because if I keep advancing in my career, that's the next sort of,
The contracting stuff.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
another
mean
piece of that I have to adopt.
that's where the money is for sure.
Exactly. So,
Yep. I feel you.
outside of that, then I could either go into, because right now I'm managing a contract, but I haven't bid on any, but that's like the next step. Or I could move more towards a um, being just a strict subject matter expert, so the non-managerial track,
Mhm.
and just know my shit pretty much,
Yeah.
and not
That's
have to worry
so
about contracts.
for me personally, that's what I'm preferring. So it's kind of come down to the same kind of thing for me. It's either you're going to manage people or you're going to be a single contributor. And at least for me right now, I've had a taste of both. So like I was a claims supervisor for a little bit. I had kind of a small team. And then after that, I had like a quasi management role where like technically a lot of the people in the office, I had clout, but I wasn't like, I'm going to write you up right now. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
could recommend it if somebody was really sucking, and like usually they heeded that warning and they would write people up and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being on the managerial side personally. I hate dealing with like HR bullshit and like
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I don't know. For me, like I said, for me, that's I'd rather be an individual contributor, at least for now. That might change, but it's nice not having to worry about the performance of other people to influence your own performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm like I am good at the manager side of the house because like being an empath, it's easy for me to put the employee's best interests at heart, and I'm not
For
gonna
sure. Yeah,
fuck
you
them
seem like
over.
you're really good with people.
Um, at the same time, it is it is a little bit taxing when like it's not when things aren't moving, or I'm not getting like the employee isn't like doing their part of it. I'm like, man,
That's the hard part, dude. Yeah,
I'm just
when
here
it's
trying to
somebody
help
that
you.
yeah, when it's a shitty employee, fuck man, that really sucks. Especially like if they're a good person, they're not doing their work or they're just like fucking sucking for whatever reason. That's
Yeah.
the hardest part. And like at one point on the old team that I managed, I mean Ronnie knew pretty much all of them, but at one point or another, all of them were fucking up. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? Because then it makes me look bad.
Yeah.
And like everyone kind of had their own little issues. Like I had one where so they were working a hybrid work model where they'd come into the office a couple days and then they wouldn't for the rest of the week. And I had one guy that would call off like every single time he had to come into the office, and I was like, dude, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And like those are the only days he was sick, and I'm like, really, dude? And and then I had other people that just would ignore basic bullshit that was very expensive to us, and I don't know. It's hard when you end up with kind of a shitty team, or even one or two people that are shitty is hard because then you need to deal with that. And then you need to worry about the hiring and like finding the right person to replace them. And that's a bitch.
Hmm.
And it's a whole thing. Performance
Yeah.
reviews too. Performance reviews suck. I hate doing them for other people.
I'm really trying to change how we do performance reviews within my company right now because it's very subjective,
Hmm.
and it's like, here's this pillar like customer focus. Do you rate it outstanding, acceptable, or pretty much like on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you
Yeah.
rate this person? Um, and I've had multiple managers, and I've gotten the um, I don't believe in perfect scores, so here's
Yeah.
like,
You're not getting a 5 kind of thing. Yeah, I've
yeah.
had that. Fuck
and
that,
it's
dude.
like and it's like it's at that point I remove myself from the situation, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna get any actionable insight from this review. So I'm just gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna listen, nod my head, sign on the dotted line, and just continue on with my life. Because
Yep.
it's, you know, it
There's
should
literally
be.
nothing. There's nothing you can do at that point. Like
Yeah.
even if you're perfect, you're not gonna get a perfect score.
Hmm.
I've had managers straight up tell me we don't give out fives, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had them straight up tell me like you cannot get a five. I don't like it. Doesn't matter how good you are, you're not gonna be a five. And I'm like, all right, man, you're right. It's a motivation killer. Like, why the fuck would you even try at that point?
Yeah. So I'm like doing a little bit of research on different styles. There's the 360 review, which I like, but it's a lot of work on others. Where
What
it's
is that?
like the 360 review is you have you have them get one of their peers to review them. Then there's the manager review, and then they review the manager.
Oh wow,
So
that's
it's like
hardcore.
you get insight from everywhere, so you can get a well-rounded review. But it's a lot of work because you have the peer reviewing, you have the reviewing of the manager, you have the reviewing of the employee. So it can be a lot. But I think where the one that I've landed on that I've sort of enjoyed is um, talking to an employee and asking them about their goals, like sitting them down and having a conversation, like, are you happy with your position? What about the position would make you happier? Where do you think you have room to grow? Where do you think what has been your major accomplishment for the year? That way you can get a feel for how they review themselves, how they rate their performance. And then from there have the conversation of like, okay, let's set some goals. Let's get you on a track to where you can feel like you are, if you're not satisfied with the position, satisfied with the work, let's either move you to somewhere where you'll be happy or continue that trend of you being happy with the work that you're doing
Yeah.
and everyone around you. And then having checkpoints, have if it's what are the big deliverables throughout the year,
Right.
and let's talk after that, like lessons learned. Let's look at uh rearview mirror. What could have gone better?
Hmm.
What went right? And then looking forward. So sort of that, like, let's look at objective spots where you can sort of sit down and contemplate rather than, oh yeah, you're doing good work, the clients are happy, as a manager, I'm happy, keep it up. That's it's
It's too
nothing.
generic. Yeah,
It's
it's
too
too
generic.
generic. Yeah. I think also a big part of it is, whether your company gives out fives or fours, um, I think a really important part of it is this is what a four looks like. Like this, an employee that is achieving this and this and this with all obviously, like you said, objective findings, measurable stuff like
Hmm.
an employee that completes 100 contract reviews or like whatever that number is. I think having that like specific criteria of this is what excellence looks like,
Hmm.
that it goes a long way for me because like you said, anytime a manager's ever been like, you're doing great work, like, okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Um, let's talk about the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the specifics. And if they can't, then either they're not invested in your work or you're probably worth more than they're paying you. I mean, that's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The difficult part with having that sort of structure within a review is that within the company there's like the job changes depending on the contract, depending on the role. Like
Oh yeah.
I have people in my under my management that are um, executive assistants. I
Hmm.
have others that are, we call them PMs, but they're just more so like project they do tasking under the project manager.
Okay.
And then like myself, I'm a data analyst.
Oh, okay.
So very different roles,
Yeah.
very different structure and requirements and duties. And that's just like under my management. If we were to like sit down and do a review or set down a structure for every single position that we have, every single one would be unique because
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
specific to the position.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I mean I have thought of finding a way to make it more structured, more so than it is now. And then like another piece of it too is there's the direct to client work, the chargeable, the billable work, and then there's the internal stuff, the internal work that
Yeah. It's not billable.
not billable, the extracurriculars, if you will, where
Mhm.
it's like we want everyone to continue and to grow within the company as well. So
Mhm.
a lot of
Yeah.
different factors.
Yeah, that part's hard. That part's hard.
Mhm.
Like, it's like the internal customer service stuff. We deal
Yeah.
with a lot of that where a lot of it's ad hoc. Um, so I'm part of the compliance organization. We get all kinds of weird questions of like, what do I need to do in this jurisdiction? And like, ultimately, it's not like we can produce. I mean, we can have data and say we did all these, legal research requests and stuff, but
Mhm.
it gets kind of weird because, like you said, it's not really billable. It doesn't fall into like most of the time. It doesn't fall into like our major goals. It's kind of like the bread and butter work, like the routine. Every day this is coming in.
Right.
We get a lot of that stuff where it doesn't really fall into any one bucket. It's just like weird shit that people need answers on.
Mhm.
But it's all internal customer service at that point. We can't point to it and say, we saved 50 grand on this. We can't, have those. It's so hard to like quantify what that work is worth. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy I enjoy the work. I'm just now getting exposure to seeing like the long term
Yeah.
where
And
I
the
want to go.
sales, it's almost a sales perspective of it with the contracts and stuff. So
Yeah.
are you leaning more towards the like managerial or more towards the single contributor?
Um, I'm not sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever's most profitable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind doing the work.
See, it got to
um,
that point for me when I took this current job. I've been here for about a year and a half, but
mm,
I had to choose too. I got to a fork in the road where I was like, okay, am I going to be the director of an office and have all these direct reports? They work like fucking 70 hours a week though. And I'm like, it's gonna pay more, but is at what cost, right?
yeah.
That's been my mentality. And so I was like, well, and then you look at the single contributors and like on average it's 40 hours a week. Sometimes you go a little bit more, but not
Hmm.
often. And I'm like, well, there's that work-life balance where, as a manager, yeah, I could probably make 20 or 30% more, but I'm going to be working at least 20 or 30% more.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get the stress factor with that. There's so many other, considerations. I don't know. For me personally, it's like I want the work-life balance. I want to not have to work my ass off. And I don't know, I may regret that in the future, but at least for now, I'm like, this is comfortable. This job is the easiest I've had in a long time. And not in terms of like the work is easy, just in terms of I don't have to work crazy hours all the time like I did in other roles.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing for about my position is I have the flexibility. Um, and now it's like, I'm getting into the on the contract side of the house, it's going to be a lot more time consuming.
Yeah.
So I may come to the point where that's truly the driver of the disbalance in work life balance, you know?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I mean, I'm I'm doing fairly well so far, so just we'll see
You stacking
how
that cash?
it trends. Yeah,
Well, I wish you luck, my friend. And it's
thank you.
it is difficult at a point where it's like, fuck, I don't know what the right answer is. This is what feels right now. And you may ultimately obviously come back and change that, but it is a weird fork in the road where it's like, okay, I obviously like, to get to the upper echelons of management, make all that cash, it's fucking amazing, but like there's a cost. There's a cost
Mhm.
on your family life, on your personal life. And it's like you need to draw that line of like, okay, this is worth it or not worth it. Are you going to give up 70, 80 hours a week of your life like to make the money, and then you
Yeah.
reach retirement and you're like, fuck, I am burnt out. Like what's the point of all that?
Yeah. So, and I mean, I'm also thinking like, I don't have a family yet, so I
Yes,
can afford
yes,
to have
yeah,
some,
yeah. But you
put
also
more
don't want to
hours
get
into it.
you don't want to get so entrenched that like you don't have the option, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the thing
That's
is,
true.
too, the more money you make, the more used to making money you get. We're like, I'm used to making this amount, and like now to take a pay cut is almost incomprehensible. Like it's so hard to make that step to go backwards once you're used to like I'm making 200 grand a year or whatever. It's like fuck. Okay, now I want to start a family. Can I really take the pay cut? Uh, there's a
Yeah.
lot. I understand your struggle though. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into that.
I think if I were to move to be like an individual contributor, um, I'd want to search outside of the industry because I know as a data analyst and a data scientist.
We have DNA guys. We have a whole department of data and analytics guys. I work with them like every day. So
Yeah.
it definitely transfers across industries. I mean, obviously having
Yeah.
a little bit of expertise in what you're trying to do is great, but you
Hmm.
can definitely transfer that to like insurance or healthcare, like wherever you want to go. I think you can bring that.
Yeah. I want to make the jump and at that point like move to a company on a project basis, like go in, make it better, and then jump to another company. Like
Hmm.
because
Like a
that's the way.
freelancer sort of thing.
Um,
Yeah,
Kind of. Is it
contracting
kind of,
work.
kind of. I mean, I know my finance professor in at SDSU. He said, gone are the days that you work for a company for 30, 40 years, retire, and you have your pension and stuff. Truly, the way that you continuously make more and move upwards in your career is jumping to a company like going into a company knowing what you're worth, knowing that you can go in, make it better, create structure, leave it better than
Right.
um when you
Then
first
you
arrived.
found it. Yeah.
Yeah, and once you feel like you've done all you could and you've learned all you could, go to the next thing,
Yeah,
go to
because
the next
there's
company.
a certain margin of like how much can you possibly improve a company, right? And then you
Yeah.
hit a threshold where it becomes like really hard to improve on anything because you already fucking owned it. Like you
Yeah.
already made it.
Yeah.
It's like night and day. You made it way better, and it's like, where do I go from here? And you're like, all right, at that point, it's like time to move on.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
eventually you hit like diminishing returns in anything, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. Diminishing returns is exactly the term I was looking for.
Hmm.
So I know you don't really or can't really talk a lot about your industry, but like so you're in data and analytics, but like what's the industry? What would you like classify it as?
It's Department of Navy. So
Okay.
the current work that we're doing is we're working for a command that does maintenance on ships,
Okay.
and they have one financial system that they've been told to use, but they do all of their execution of funding, like funding document requests and things like that, a, in various other systems. So there's a lot of data transmission,
Okay.
and they don't really have an analytics shop.
Department. Yeah.
Yeah, they do, but it's like every position like they wear multiple hats. So they're so focused on the day to day that like improvement is always on the back burner. So they brought us in to help them out to be able to create reports, create one one central location where all the different systems can be like talk can like
Yeah.
send data to, so that they can know where their money is at any given point in time. Because right now they
Got it.
don't.
Got it. You're creating like dashboard kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're like the mission is to improve their data strategy. That's like the official
Cool.
term.
No, that's awesome. I like I said, always kind of had like a general idea of what you did and stuff, but that's cool. Yeah, man, that knowledge is transferable for sure. Like any industry is going to have similar types of data. Like I said, I deal with them a lot at my company, and it's the same kind of shit. It's like, what's being paid? Because we have a couple of, well, I'm not going to go too deep into it because I know we're getting ready to start up again, but just know it is very, very transferable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's being able to look at a giant spreadsheet or Power BI and like pull all the queries and really present that data in a way that makes sense, and just being able to take action on it. So I get it.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff. I like, Ronnie always makes a joke that I get hard over spreadsheets. I love all the data stuff. Like I love some of the programming elements that come with it and everything. I love data.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an art to it because, like, the current government client that does reporting, they their shop just like spits out spreadsheets of just like lines and lines
Yeah.
and lines, and that's what they send out. But what we did was we worked on taking that data and then distilling it down to something
Yeah.
that's actionable, right?
Yeah.
To where you can point to it and say like, oh, that's where we're having an issue. Click into it. That's where our problem lines are. Let's fix them.
Right.
You know?
It's
So
basically like coding, but with spreadsheets.
yeah, pretty much. And then there's the visual aspect to it too, where like you can see trends, seasonality, outliers,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff where you can like visually, because we as humans are visual in nature. So setting up a nice visual to where people can see like, oh, the number of days that it's taking for something to be funded went from 5 days to 15 days. What happened
There's
here?
a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you get involved with the remediation and the action plan, or do you just say, here's the data, deal with it? And here's what you need to do, deal with it? Or do you actually like go in and work on workflows and shit like that?
I present the dashboard. I know kind of how to fix it, but I try and stay within my swim lane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It's, you
yeah,
present it, you're like, I suggest this, but figure it out kind of thing.
yeah. And at the end of the day, we're only contracted to provide suggestions,
Yeah.
and that's it. We can't make
Yeah.
decisions. That's
Right.
the government client. That's on them. Because if
Yeah.
anything comes back to bite them in the butt, we're not held
You're not liable.
accountable.
Yeah. For sure. That's the sweet spot, dude.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot where you're like, you don't have to take disciplinary action. You don't have to enforce things. You're just like, here's what it is.
I'm
I
just
recommend
the
this.
info.
Deal with it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just deal with it.
I have a technical question for you guys. Since you're dealing with like all these spreadsheets, like what are you using to like kind of create your the new data? Like, are you guys like good at VBA, or like are you guys just like really good at fucking, what's the word, pivot tables, or like what's your deal?
Pivots are fine. I like writing formulas. I like writing custom formulas in Excel.
Like
Like I
VLOOKUP or some
created
shit? Or what? Or
VLOOKUP
more?
or logical formulas like if and or if
Mhm.
or. So like you say, here's this variable. If that triggers, then what's next? Or also you could have it to be where like it's one of these three variables that triggered it, then what happens?
Mhm.
So I like a lot of if and or statements like that. I love VLOOKUP is fine. Pivot tables for sure.
Mhm.
A lot of that though ends up getting just fed into like Power BI, and it can do a lot of that stuff for you. At least that's what my company uses, a lot of Power BI to pull all the reports, because there's a multitude of different sources of the data. It could come from X, Y, and Z sources, and so I'll pull in, even though it's not clean data. And then that can, what I would suggest, like if you don't have like a ton of in-depth knowledge on it, there's an Excel feature where it says analyze data straight up, and it'll
Oh,
give
wow.
you like, Yeah, it'll give you suggested bar graphs and like different things that you can do with it based on how many variables you have and like how you want to present them either on the X or Y axis. And like it'll do some really cool shit for you. Look for it. It's called Analyze Data. I think it's in the data tab on Excel.
Yeah.
And then it'll just say like, here's kind of all the things we suggest on what you can do with it. And it'll give you some really cool visual representations.
Cool. Yeah, it's I'm not dealing with as much data as you guys are because there's no like role for it. Like if I did want to pull some reports and shit, for like I don't know, sales numbers or like how
yeah.
effective the email was, I could do that, but no one's really asking for it. But I feel like that's something I should learn how to do. And the other thing I do is like I'm literally using Excel for more of like data input, like the website and like product name, price, and then what I want to try to do is learn how to take that data and do like an XML file so that it just ports in when I'm designing the catalog. Because right now my dumbass is like for everything, and I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so stupid. But anyhow.
You can use VBA for that to create a custom script and send over key commands.
Yeah,
and push
it's
things up.
the coding, the integrating it with InDesign is where I'm like, it's not one-to-one, so I have to learn more. But
I mean, within Excel you can load a Windows script, and it'll just load and it'll copy and paste and send Windows commands. So it doesn't matter. It's
I would just like macro my whole thing basically.
Yeah.
Clever. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta figure that out because every year I'm just like, why am I try to copy and paste as much as I can, but like the prices change constantly. So if I had a spreadsheet that was just pulled from QuickBooks and I'm like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look into that, and then look into Power Query, which is a way to clean up Excel data. It lives within Power BI too, but I use it in Excel.
Power BI, like balls?
Bodily injury. Yeah.
Like,
BI. Yeah.
Okay,
Power BI, but you need that's kind of an expensive license, isn't it?
For Power BI, it is Power Query comes loaded into Excel, the newer versions.
Okay, cool.
Use that.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Free
work advice for the streamers.
Data.
Yeah. Cool. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready.
Let's fucking do it.
So, yeah, Dave's all revved up. We've been talking about Excel for half an hour. His blood.
He's like,
My
let's
boner
fucking
is raging, bro.
Got a raging
cool.
clue.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck. Let's get back into it.
So we saved all the goats, right?
Yeah, saved all the goats. Got a nat 20 on the fucking thaumaturgy. Everyone's back. We're back in business. We're good to go.
And, deer to eat for dinner?
What'd you say?
That deer,
man. Let's
some deer for dinner.
You know what?
I don't know
Let's
if
just
Tibble was
roll some
joking about
initiative.
Did we cook one of the goats on accident?
No, the deer and
because the deer that showed up.
Oh, fuck! I missed that.
That's what he's trying to tell you, because he accidentally Disney princessed all the local fauna, all the critters, and they came a calling.
Shit.
And he was trying to tell you, yo, fucking here's dinner.
Oh shit. Okay. Shit's about to get real.
Real. As you guys are traversing through the hills and the woodland or the grasslands, you guys find yourself on a path and you hear the rumbling of very large creatures around you. Let's just get into some initiative.
God damn it.
I've been listening to fucking Excel for like half an hour, man. I'm ready to fight something.
I don't blame you, bud.
Right.
Wait, so okay, I'm rolling initiative. Yeah, I'll keep that. That's fine. I was gonna ask you way more about what I see and all that shit in case I wanted to re-roll it, but I'll just keep it. There's just fucking like 15 deer there. Or are these goats?
Where are goats, bro?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see them now.
No, I got a 17.
Is that just King Goat over there?
Fuck, guys, I completely fucked up. Hold up. That's fine. You guys can. That's not a problem. Keep your things. That's cool. I can fix it.
Time for some battle music.
Time for some battle music.
Aggressive Viking battle.
Yeah. I just kind of play my own music because I know like we're streaming and all that shit gets blocked and
Well, I just use tabletop audio and like.
yeah,
all
but
it
it's not
is-
that good. It's not that good.
Hey, well, speak for your fucking self, bro.
Okay. Are you playing it right now?
I'm about to.
Okay.
You know, we got like sad mystery rain music or something.
Where the
See,
fuck-
it's not as good as aggressive Viking music. Just say
How do I lower the volume in Owlbear?
it has a little thing. See, if you look at
Should
my
be a little
screen,
slider.
it's right here.
Under Ronnie's name.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Can you see my mouse when I move it on here, don't you? Oh yeah. Yeah. Is this Jane Vista right here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Bro, I can't get the pop out with everyone's names on it to fuck about. Weird. Maybe it's because it's. Oh, that's why. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Cool. All right. As you guys are going through the hills, you hear the rumblings of very large creatures in your vicinity. You guys all ran initiative, correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
I have to edit this because there's not fucking 7 of you. Let me just take a couple people out because a couple of people are missing here.
Like the Night Hag.
Who?
The Night Hag.
Who's that?
Shown in
I
our
don't
party.
know. It's over here on this list.
Oh, that's just on Owlbear. I don't know who that is. That's one of you
Oh.
guys.
Oh.
That's one of us.
Me.
Yeah, you
Oh, it
guys.
says that's
'Cause
me.
it like it assigns you like automatic names,
Oh,
and they're always like,
how do I
Oh,
change
guess
it?
Never mind. I'm not Night Hag, I'm Panther. There we
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It was
that's
me the whole time, bro.
Andre's night head.
go. The Night Hag cometh.
There. Changed it.
Cool,
Dude, and I always wondered too. I was like, who the fuck is the night? Because the U in parentheses was underneath, and I was like, huh. I just thought like it was showing that's me, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't realize it
Box,
was
what did you get
attached.
for your initiative?
15.
15. Perfect. Tibble, how about you?
I got 17.
Nice. Jane,
23.
23.
Yep.
And Ebrath?
17.
Nice. Cool. As you guys are walking through this hilly area, the goats are now starting to like get freaked out as you can hear large footsteps booming towards you,
Uh-oh.
seemingly surrounding you as 4 very large ogres start to come out of these hills.
Fuck.
Man, fuck these ogres.
The goats are like frozen in place, terrified. How do you guys go forward? First up is Jane Vista. You
I-
see these ogres kind of coming through out of these caves in the hills and making their way towards you.
Yeah, I shout at our pinch wit Wigglehoof. I'm all, hey, I think it might be a good idea for you to take these goats a little bit further back down the path. Something trouble is coming. And
Mhm.
then I imbue my crossbow with my Red of the Dawn, so it's all glowy and radiating this light. Um, how far away are these dudes? They're just outside the cave, right?
Yeah, they're just right here. I would say the closest one to you is C at like 45 feet away.
Okay. Do they see us?
Yeah, they absolutely see you, and
They
they're
see
like
us.
coming for you.
They're coming. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot them. Let's shoot them. That's what we're gonna do. Try to get them on the jump.
Mhm.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh shit! Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead
30.
and roll double damage on. Who are you attacking?
C.
Okay.
Noise.
Okay. So
Nice, nice, nice.
So there's that. Oh, I always forget what to do. And I get another D6 there.
Is that for your right?
Yeah.
Nice. Mine's only a D4.
So we're at 14, and then you said double. So I just do it again.
Well, it should do it automatically, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I think it
should.
converts it. Yeah.
It should,
Okay.
but I don't know that it did. Well, her
Yeah.
custom roll, what you would have to add that because that wouldn't be part of her damage roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause
it
it
already
says-
rolled 2d6 for you, and it's normally 1d6, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's double damage. You just have to add an extra 5 on your end.
So 14.
yeah, 14. Yeah,
Okay. Got it. All right, and then I'm gonna do it again.
go for it.
20. Not
Hits. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, you have a plus 10 on your hit?
I
Fuck.
know, dude.
I have like
15.
I have a plus 8.
Yeah, as the ogre C starts to come out of his cave and he's like making his way towards you, he just gets hit twice. Boom, boom. Crossbow bolts on fire, just burning into his flesh as he lets out a.
Nice.
Are you moving at all? Are you staying put? What are you doing?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay.
More of a
Anything else you want to do?
range. As well. Oh man, do we see the other ones? Can we see the other ones, or we just see this one? I mean,
You can hear them like making their way towards you. C is probably the first one that you're actually able to see.
okay. Is there any way for me to?
Oh, and you'd
like...
probably see A as well.
Okay. Oh, they're coming at us from all sides. There's one behind us.
Yeah,
too.
we're surrounded. Yeah. There's this guy. There's this one, and then D down here. How far up are these cliffs, Ronnie?
I would say like the first level there is probably like 20 feet.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right, next up after Jane is Ebrath, followed by Tybalt.
Okay. After the shots that she landed, how does he look? See.
No, he's chilling. He's just angry at you guys now at this point. Angrier.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna use my my bonus action.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna pull out a I'm gonna, like ruffle through my pockets and pull out a small little mummified eyeball, and I'm gonna fucking crush it up in one hand and then blow the dust off my hand. And as I do that, it kind of it starts glowing with like a sickly green energy, and like it'll basically transform to motes of energy, and hit the Ogre C. So
Okay.
I'm casting Hex on him.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. As it hits him, you can see that it like the magic like hit him square in the torso and kind of engulfs him and kind of like starts to seep into his very being as it like embeds itself within him. As
Perfect.
he's now like glowing with your sickly green energy.
And then I will my main action, I will then kind of like wipe my hand on like my fucking robes or on my cloak, and then pull out the my all-purpose tool, my arcane firearm, and use that to shoot him with a firebolt.
Okay, perfect.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so that's gonna be, let's see how much damage. Oh, not that great. That's 4 damage, but I get to roll an additional d6 for my hex. That's an additional 3 damage.
Okay, so how much total?
That is, hold on, pulling up the log. 7.
So 7 damage total.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. 7 damage to him. Sorry, I'm just trying to resolve stuff. All right, followed by Ebrath is Tybalt, followed by Voxas and then Nakata.
Okay.
So Jane has hit A, correct?
C.
Oh,
All
it's hitting
attacks have
C.
been on C. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll look back at C and just say, hey, listen.
All right. I have to do
Cast all
a
the dead.
wisdom save.
Yeah, wisdom 18.
Oof. 18. All right, cool. I get a 5. I fail for sure. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Gonna take 20 points of damage.
Jesus, off a cantrip?
2d12 plus 5 now.
What is it?
Toll the dead.
Wait, why
Fuck
is it
yeah.
2d12?
2d12?
Because
Yeah.
level up?
Because he's damaged.
Oh,
I thought it's just a regular d12, isn't it? Or are you upcasting it?
No, it's regular damage is 2d8 for Toll the Dead. But if they're damaged, then it's 2d12.
Oh, wow. I
damn,
thought that
son.
was... Damn, dude.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That's cool, but damn.
And I got a 12 and a 3 on my roll, so it was a
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. That's
Damn.
wild.
My cantrips now get plus 5.
Yeah, because of your like potent spell casting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right, dude. Damn, dude.
Fuck.
Does that scale with you as you level? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay,
It's
cool.
going to.
I see that. Yeah,
Fucking
Damn.
soul but dead.
that sucks for me. All right, cool. Yeah, he
I'm-
is
that
racked
part
with
is-
pain as he's like holding onto his head, just screaming to himself as he like drops to one knee and is like now just struggling to get back up.
All right. Yeah, and we'll talk later because I know the cleric in 1D&D is a little different.
That's okay. Yeah, we can kind of go over that later.
Right.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
Fuck. I'm gonna move 30 feet to get in front of the goats.
Okay, cool.
As well to try and like pull the attention off of A
Perfect.
or
Yeah.
away from the goats for me.
Because yeah, they're kind of freaking out right now and looking to bolt. So having you there definitely helps keep them in check. Is there anything else you want to do, or is that
That's
yeah.
it.
Cool? After that's Vox followed by some of these ogres.
Okay. The mark is for hex.
Yeah, that's his hex. I don't have a hex one, so I just use that for now.
Okay. Second question. Can I see what kind of weapons they're holding?
Yeah, they have giant clubs, and they also have like a javelin that's like strapped to their backs.
Okay. Cool. All right then. I will It looks like D's behind some trees and stuff. Like there's not really a clear shot on him, right?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Oh, my bad. I was supposed to choose an ability when I cast Hex, so he now has disadvantage on all strength checks.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. That changes things. So I will use my Blood Curse of the Binding. So basically, I don't even know what kind of visual I would have on this. I guess so when I cast this, I don't even know how blood would bind a creature, but I guess I just like fucking slash my hand open and just fling the blood at him. And he has
Well, I
to
think it's more
succeed.
that like you can control like his blood, like almost like
Bloodbender.
bloodbenders and
Yeah, you're bloodbending. Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bloodbend him, and he needs to succeed on a strength save of 13, which he has disadvantage on apparently.
Yeah.
cool. And that's on C.
Yeah, because he has
Right.
a disadvantage.
Strength saves.
I'm actually gonna amplify it as well. So I take a D4 of damage, but it'll last up to a minute if it succeeds.
Okay, yeah, and he
Damn.
definitely succeeds, so he is bound.
Oh, he does not succeed. You mean then?
I mean, sorry, yeah, he definitely fails, so he is.
Okay.
Fuck
fail.
yeah.
Cool. So he is restrained. Or the creature's speed reduced to 0 and it cannot take reaction. So it's not officially restrained, but it can't move. But he's able to repeat the save at the end of each turn. But he has a minute of being restrained up there. Or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he can't move. He can't move, can't take reactions.
All right.
Fuck yeah. Fuck this guy.
All right. So I think that guy's probably fine for now. My attention shifts immediately. And do I have a clear shot on Alpha?
Yeah, I would say Alpha. He has like half cover because of the angle, but you can definitely see him. He's a very large creature.
Oh, he has half cover. Okay. And Delta has cover too.
Yeah, Delta has cover.
Fuck. Okay. My attention shifts towards Alpha, and I will invoke my Oath Bow Oath.
Okay.
So as I knock the arrow, I actually speak Elvish, so I don't know how it would sound, but I say "swift defeat to my enemies." And so he's essentially marked with my oath bow. And then I will speak the command phrase, "Swift death to you who have wronged me." And I'll take 2 shots at Alpha. They each have advantage.
All right, go for it.
So the first shot is not great. 15.
15. 15 hits.
Okay. And so it deals 7. Oh shit. I'm actually going to try. Oh, it only moves horizontally.
Hold up. Your command, is that a free action or is that like a bonus action?
It's a free action. It doesn't say it like requires anything.
Okay, cool. In that case, go for it.
Yeah. I'm double checking, but yeah,
No,
it's
I
just a
believe
free
you.
action.
I couldn't remember, so that's why I asked.
Oh, he doesn't get benefit from cover either, by the way, which
Oh.
didn't matter in this case, but it might.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. It gets rid of his bonus for sure.
So it's the regular damage, which was 7, but I get an extra 3d6 on it because of the oath bow.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so hold up, that's 7. I'm actually going to re-roll that 1 with my piercer. So 12 plus 7 is 19 damage. And I'm actually going to try to shove him off of the cliff with my Swarm Keeper because it looks like he's only, 15 feet would knock him off the edge, right?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
he goes like due west, like straight to
Yeah,
the west.
absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Swarm Keeper in that way instead of dealing the extra damage. So he has to succeed on a strength 13, which again, he has disadvantage on, right?
On A?
Oh, he doesn't. Sorry. Yeah, no, he doesn't have disadvantage. But yeah, he
No,
needs to
just C.
succeed on a 13 save,
Okay, cool.
or
Yeah,
he gets
so-
knocked off.
Hell yeah. Fuck this fool.
he succeeds. He gets a 20.
Ah, damn
Ah,
it.
man. Okay. Well, and then the second attack. So with advantage because of Oath Bow, that is a 26 to hit,
Hits.
and 6 plus another 3d6. I'll re-roll one of those twos. Oh, wait, with Piercer, I think I can only do once per turn. Never mind. So 14 more damage.
What's the total damage? 14 plus what from before?
Oh, hold on. I gotta look.
Because you re-rolled it, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. It was initially
So initially a 7, and then you
plus 7 plus 5. So 19 originally for the
19
first
plus
hit.
14. Damn. All right. perfect.
And then I will let me see how much 30 feet will get me. It's not great. So my measurement tool's like yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'm pretty much like right by Tybalt over here with my movement. It's about 30 feet right there.
Cool.
Anticipating A coming down, and that's my turn.
All right. And anticipating that correctly, A is going to slide down the mountain and get down here.
Okay.
Using 5 of his movement. He still has a little bit here. And he's going to get right up on you guys. And he's going to take a
Shit.
swing at you, Tybalt.
Fuck.
Getting a 13 to hit, so I don't think that hits, right?
Misses.
Misses. Okay, perfect. D is going to come out of his little woodworks down here, getting about to the second level here, and then sorry. It's a little bit too far. That's going to be his movement there. And then B is next. He is going to come down from his little spot. Oh shit, I moved the goat. And get to about here. And then he's gonna go ahead and throw a javelin at you, Vox.
Ooh.
Okay.
Getting a 8 to hit, so he misses.
Yep.
And then let's see who's that. Oh, C. C is gonna come down here. And
Oh, wait, he can't move. He's
Oh, he
he's
can't
zero,
move, you're
Yeah,
zero
that's
movement
right.
speed. Zero
damn, good
movement
job.
speed with my
All right,
blood
cool.
curse.
So I have to do a strength check, right? But I have disadvantage to try to break out.
Yeah, because of the hex, and it's
Yeah.
only at the end of the turn.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have any movement. He's gonna go ahead and just take his strength saving throw now, getting a 11 to break out, so he fails.
Right.
And then we're back up to the top with you, Jane. What are you doing?
I am gonna go ahead and take a shot at D,
Okay.
much like I did earlier. And let's do that. Okay, where's my shit? Okay. 23 to hit.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, 23 hits, yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
and then this, and then my little D6. 9.
9 damage. Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna do it again. 24.
24 hits.
Damn. That's pretty good.
All right, 11.
13.
Perfect.
And then, much like Vox, I kind of take them like, oh, that's right. I can also blind bitches.
Oh,
My God.
sweet. Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna use that as a bonus action.
They do. I think they do need to be within
a certain
like, yeah,
30
I think
feet.
it's
Oh, he's
30
too
feet.
far. Yeah, he's too far.
You could move though. You could
Yeah.
use your movement.
Okay, let's do my max movement over there, which is, what is it, 60 or something?
30 feet, I think.
30, okay. And then he'll probably be within 30 of that. I always forget how far this is. Ah, you gonna give me that? I've been there.
There's a measurement tool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's about there.
All right. And so to do the binding,
Perfect. Yeah, that's within range.
so you have to succeed at that strength saving throw.
And what's your DC?
Um,
It says on the blood curse. I think you have 15.
why can't I fucking find it? Sorry,
Watch.
guide me with your.
Look, if you're
Thank you.
looking at it,
Oh, I have to
right here,
Okay.
it says blood curse of binding. You don't have to. It's on here. So see this, and then it shows
Yeah.
the DC.
Yeah. Oh, so for mine it says 14.
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
He succeeds, and you see that as like his blood is like as he's like he like manages to flex out of it.
Down.
Your bloodbind fails. Is there anything else you want to do?
Fucking curse him, and I guess like look around. Maybe yell to Abrath. Abrath, is there anything you can do?
Help me.
Wait, what are you yelling at?
Well, is there anything you can do? This is not working out.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Cool, yeah. Well, up next is Abrath, followed by Tybalt. What are you doing?
I am going to just start fucking blasting, bro.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna do Firebolt first on what was that first one that's hexed?
See?
Yeah, see, that's 28 to hit.
That hits.
That is 10 damage there. Hold up, let me go. Hold on. So, all right, hell yeah. So that's gonna be that was 10. So that's 14 because that's an extra 4 necrotic damage.
Perfect. Yeah, you blast his head straight off.
He's dead?
Dead.
Okay,
Oh,
so
sweet.
then did Jane has she engaged D?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna move down here so I get a better line of sight. And at the moment that hex wears off, I just like move my hand and signal at D, and D becomes hexed.
Is that a free action or is it a bonus action?
Let me see.
Wait, Charlie's dead?
Yeah, Charlie's dead.
Okay.
Let me see. It's a bonus action, so that would
Okay, cool.
that would take up all my shit.
All right, cool.
So same thing, disadvantage on strength checks.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Is there anything else you want to do, or is that your full movement?
That's gonna be my. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I don't want to get too close.
All right, perfect. After that we have Tybalt followed by Vox. What are you guys doing?
Okay. Tybalt's going to move around A over here, take out his staff,
Oh,
and point it
shit.
right at.
Yo, these fools getting nuked.
I feel like as he's moving, it's already charging up the staff. It's just.
Just powering up.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
use lightning strike, so it's a DC 17 dexterity save.
For both of them, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Good fucking
17.
luck.
120
Oh,
feet
dude, your
long.
DCs are so high. I fucking hate it.
I
That's
know.
just a staff. That isn't even me. I'm
I
using
know.
the.
So it's your fault, Ronnie.
All right, so A, I know I shouldn't have given you guys that fucking stuff. A fails and B fails as well.
All right. They will
Is it
take.
9d6?
Yeah.
96. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
dude.
34
it's
points
ridiculous.
of damage.
34.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Fucking roasted ogre for dinner.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
absolutely. All right, yeah. A is absolutely fried, dead, and then B is just that took like a shitload of health out of him. He's not looking too good.
Oh, A's dead. Oh shit. Okay. Cool. And I'll just call out to B and say, flee.
Fuck.
And you can see where he kind of like looks around. And he's like, "Oh shit, I might have to." All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
All right, Vox, you're up.
Okay. I will use my Hunter's Mark as a bonus action, level 1,
Got it.
and I will use it on. I feel like Delta has less damage on it. Does he have any kind of cover down there, Delta?
No.
Okay. So let me just make sure I can reach him with my Hunter's Mark. It's 90 feet.
I think he's pretty cool.
So he's a little over that. I guess I would initially then run my 30 feet this way, and then I can reach him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's within 70 there. So I will use Hunter's Mark on Delta. I no longer have my Oath Bow effect, but I do have my Hunter's Mark. So let me see. Is there anything else? What is he marked for?
He's also hexed by
Hexed. Oh, so he has the disadvantage on. Did you pick a thing?
no.
Oh, I mean, it's not relevant to me, I guess, anyway. So, all right, I'll just probably take 2 shots. I'll start with a shot at him.
Okay.
That's a 25 to hit
25 hits.
and 6 damage plus. Oh, he's on the cliff. I'm gonna try the same shit again. So I'm gonna try to make him move vertically, horizontally to the west. If his hex is for strength saves, then it's with disadvantage. I don't know what he chose. Andre, what did you pick for your hex?
Strength.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So-
Yeah. What's your DC?
13.
Yeah, he fails.
Fuck yeah.
So he flies 15 feet straight to the west and flies off the cliff.
Fuck.
Cool. So I'm gonna have him take 2d6 damage.
And then, so it's going to be my 6 plus the Hunter's Mark.
6 damage. All right.
So 11 total damage from me. Well, for the
11.
first shot anyway.
Yeah, gotcha.
Is he like prone or anything, or
Yeah, he's
is he
prone.
just... Okay, that actually helps him against my shots now, right?
Yeah, he does.
Or is he okay? Yeah, I guess at this point I'll shoot B like boy up there because that's a clean shot, right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, with Delta being prone, I don't want to risk not hitting him, so I will shoot at B. It's a 26 to hit, and that's going to be 10 damage to him.
Okay. To B.
And that's my turn. I used all my movement, bonus, everything. That's it.
All right, perfect. Up next is going to be Ogre D. He is going to use half his movement to get up, and
Yep.
then he is going to use as much. Let's see, how far are you? You're a little bit too far. He's going to go ahead and chuck a javelin at you, Jane. Getting
It's better than a club.
21 to hit.
18, right? That's my armor class. I guess it hits.
All right, and then that's going to be 13 damage for you.
Where'd it go? Where'd it hit?
What happened?
Where did it hit me?
Just like in your shoulder, like glanced off your shoulder, but kind of ripped into you pretty good.
Hmm.
And then he's going to use as much movement as he has, so about 15 feet, to get about here. And then that's going to be D's turn. After that, B is up next. He's going to use his full movement. And then he's going to go about here. Still out of reach for you, but that's it. And then we're going to be back up to the top with Jane.
All right. Now this guy's super close to me. I can see him crawling about, right? This is the guy that's prone. one that's in front of me. The D for doggy.
Yeah, so he was on the floor and he's just like crawling up and then he kind of crawls over to you. He's standing now though.
Ah, I see. Okay. Well. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna try to do as much damage as we can right here. All right.
Hit him with a fucking whip.
I know I should.
I think he's within your range, right?
Oh, you're right. He is, but it doesn't do as much damage as my other shit.
Okay.
So 20 to hit.
Hits.
All right. Yeah, 1, 6. Or sorry, that was 6 damage, not that one.
6.
6, yeah.
All right.
And then we're gonna do it again this time, and I'm trying to get him good in the face. 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, I keep forgetting to put my +6 on both of those. Shit.
Oh, so we can add him like after.
Okay, so that's gonna be 12 for that second one.
Okay.
And then what was the last one that I said?
That's right. I already calculated.
You got
damage.
it.
Just roll a d6 and it
All right.
allows it.
All right. Also another 4.
Cool. Yeah. As you shoot him with your crossbow, you're just like pissed that he hit you with that javelin, and you just like line up your shot to get him straight in between the eyes. He falls dead.
Nice.
That's right. I spit to the side and I kick some dirt at him as I walk away.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
I'll move back towards the group. Move back. Oh, wrong thing. Boop. Right here. Let's see that. And that's it. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Ebrath. We're back to you, followed by Tybalt.
So I'm moving Hex over to the remaining ogre.
Yep.
So then as my main action, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shoot the first one. It's 22 to hit.
Hits. Yeah.
That is sick. That's 9 damage. Let me do. So that's going to be 11 damage for the first one. Uh, 25 to hit the second one.
Hits. Yeah.
Perfect. Let me do so that's 7. Uh, 11 again on damage.
Cool. How do you want to do this?
Okay, so I'm gonna fire all 3 like rapid fire, right? So the first one hits and I would say like staggers him, and you see kind of like burns him pretty badly. And as he's still reeling from that damage, the second one will take him right between the eyes, and just blow a hole straight through him. So as he's falling, the third one just narrowly misses.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, he's dead. You guys
Fuck yeah.
killed these ogres pretty quick, actually.
Fuck these fools. Fuck yeah. So all the goats are fine.
Well, I was gonna say let's do one collective group animal handling check and see how they fare.
It's not a good start.
Nope.
Nat 20.
Oh, he saved us. I hope.
Nat 20.
What about everybody else?
I got a 5.
She got a 5.
I
I
like how
got
you
a
said it all
9.
sheepishly. I got a 5.
I
The
just
bull
want to
got
be
an
friends.
8. Yeah, we all did shitty except for Ebrath.
All right. Yeah, man, you guys suck at this, dude.
You suck at this.
No,
Fuck.
man, I'm winning. All right. Yeah, you know what? With the nat 20, you guys can keep them together. That's not a problem.
Cool.
All right, and you know what? I think that's a good spot to go ahead and end because we're pretty much done with that. Now the next step would just be making it to Fandolin, and I think you guys with the nat 20 did pretty good there. So
Real
All the
quick, just
quotes.
wanting to wrap up and wanting to actually make use of my inspiration.
Nice.
I'm gonna check with Pinchwit. What's Pinchwit looking like or doing?
She is like now like coming out of her giant hat and like being like, "Is the coast clear?"
It's
She
clear,
hid in her hat.
Pinchwit,
That's
but
adorable.
um, we saved all of the goats. I think you owe us a little something for that.
Ooh.
She's like, well, I have a husband. I'm sorry, I can't really do that for you. That's kind of an odd request. Like, now I feel really strange just out here in this like wilderness with you." She like looks to everybody else for help, kind of like, what the fuck? Are you using your inspiration? Because like, no, I'm just
I mean,
kidding.
on what? There's nothing to
I'm
use
just-
it on.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, that's funny.
And she just kind of reminds you, yeah, I mean, you're gonna get paid once we get to Phandalin. I just need to get paid first.
Your Dinitude is showing.
Yeah,
My
he is.
Johnny Dude is showing for sure. Fuck. I know. Yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna pursue it.
That's okay. You can hold on to your inspiration for next time because we haven't long rested. So,
All right, thanks.
but yeah, all right, cool guys. Yeah, let's end it there. And
Perfect.
next session will be in Phandalin.
All right.
Woo.
Ooh, hopefully, yeah, everybody. What's the plan for everyone next weekend? Are you all gonna be in town for?
I'm gonna be in town. I don't know
Okay.
exactly.